Shut up, the footy's on Triple M.
Farine Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
All right, here we are. We are down south in Western Australia as the Triple M Footy Roadshow heads to Bunbury for the Community Series, the AAMI Community Series. The West Coast Eagles hosting North Melbourne. We're down here at Bunbury in Hands Oval. Beautiful spot in the stands. Tommy Atkinson next to me, the footy rhino himself, Ryan Daniels. Hello, Rhino.
G'day, Tommy. How you going? I've just got something I want to raise pretty early on, but I'll let you do the introductions first.
Well, next to me is a man who's had the binocs out early. He's been all over the fitness warm-ups. Is Andrew Big Ticket Embley. Hello, Embers.
G'day, Tommy. Looking forward to this one. As you mentioned before, Harley Reid, we were watching him very closely, and the way that he was moving, we thought, he's hurt himself. He's quite injured. He wasn't moving very well at all.
Explain. He was out there by himself.
So he was out there, that's right. He was just, and the physios were sort of watching him a little bit, so we thought, maybe he's doing a fitness test, and looked like he was probably going in third gear. Perkins, maybe second?
Yeah, third.
Second gear. But anyway, he's out there, and he'll probably have 25 and kick 3.
You also mentioned he looked in ripper shape.
He looked big, yeah, strong, very strong.
Hold on a minute. There was a conversation between 15 people, the ambulance officers,
just 1 second.
the staff at the stadium, and Embers thought they were discussing whether Harley Reid would play. Half the crowd was down there. Embers is overrating Harley's superstar status just a little bit.
Well, the man is all across it is sitting to the right of me. Happy birthday for yesterday, Xavier Ellis.
Oh, no, thank you very much, Tommy. Rang Laura Kane at the start of the year. She said, what do you want to do for your birthday weekend? I said, on Saturday, I'd love to drive to Bunbury.
Oh, beautiful. And you're driving back down to Augusta tonight?
No, I'll go back to Perth tonight. So I've got a tea time early in the morning. So, unfortunately, I have to leave the wife and kids in Augusta. And I'll go have a couple of days in Perth by myself, which would be nice and refreshing.
It's good to see footy get out to the country areas. In about 2.5 hours, we are south of Perth. If you're tuning in, not sure where we are. A beautiful crowd, Rhino. About 8,000, they reckon, today.
Big crowd, big Eagles crowd. A lot of Eagles fans down here, it's a good thing for Andrew Embley because rumour has it, Tommy, that on the way down here, Embers decided to bring a crew with him, 4 or 5 people, I'm told, almost a minibus, right? Brought a bunch of people and hadn't thought about the prospect of tickets.
Oh, no.
And so what does he do? He makes one phone call and suddenly all 5 of these people are ushered in. There is not a spare seat in this house. It is going to be 8,000 jam-packed to the rafters, yet Embers turns up.
Who did you call?
I think I underestimated how much people in the southwest love their football. I'm thinking, we'll head down there and, we'll bring the family in. I had a few kids in the back and then someone said, I think it's a sellout.
So he said he's going to buy tickets at the gate.
What do you mean it's a sellout? So, yes, unfortunately, the 3 or 4 kids roaming the streets of Bunbury at the moment. Couldn't get them in.
Well, it's about 8,000, they reckon, today. And on the far side, it's kind of open and there's no grass there. It's kind of sandy. But we're talking to Don Pike before the game, and he mentioned there's going to be grandstands up there and they're expecting maybe 13,000 later in the year.
Yeah, 8 today and then 13, of course, when North Melbourne venture this part of town again later in the year. But there's that massive, massive big tree on the outer side, and there's about 300 people underneath it. So it is warm here today, 30 degrees, a bit of breeze too. It's going to be a tough kicking conditions, probably liken it to a little bit like a Ballarat or something when they go to Ballarat mid-year. Not much protection from the wind, so we'll get a bit blowy today. But had a little chat to Clarko before the game, and he suggested, other than the few that they've left at home, Luke Parker, Jai Simpkin, of course Wardlaw, it's going to be flat knackered today for them. So I'm really interested to see how they go. Caleb Daniel, of course, Western Bulldogs Premiership player, warming up as we speak. They've got some nice inclusions, and Embers and I differ on this today. He thinks that the Eagles are going to win comfortably, whereas I think the opposite. I think North are in for a big show, and of course Jack Darling moving from West Coast to North Melbourne at the end of last season, he's going to play a role as well. But I'm much higher on North Melbourne this year than I am, of course, West Coast. I think they might separate themselves from Richmond and West Coast.
Just really excited to see Liam Baker, Matty Owies, Jack Graham coming to the side. Noah Long, we know, missed a fair bit of football last year. So there's a few players there that I think add certainly some experience, those ones that have come across from the East. So I'm really looking forward to see this new game plan of the West Coast Eagles, how they take the game on, and then some of those kids, obviously Harley Reid in his second year, really excited to see what he does as well. So it's a big test, I think, for both sides. Definitely North Melbourne are certainly ahead ahead with their development. They haven't brought over Wardlaw hasn't come, Jai Simpkin hasn't come, Parker hasn't come. But I think overall,
So who were they again?
so I think overall. I'm looking at West Coast right now.
You're high on West Coast.
Really,
Yeah,
they will certainly be able to match it with North Melbourne
You
today.
think we're going to get a good
definitely.
bounce this year?
I think West Coast will certainly improve, yes, for sure.
How many games? Because I think their line is 6.
Yes, and you guys are thinking well and truly under 6, and I'm thinking 6+.
Well, we had a bottle of wine on 6.5.
Yeah.
This is the Triple M footy preview for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. Rhino did mention before, Jack Darling is come back to his home state. Looking forward to seeing how he goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Wasn't in the best form the last couple of years for the West Coast Eagles, but I suppose he can offer experience.
It's all about Nick Larkey, to be honest.
Yeah,
He needs someone to take a bit of pressure
That's
off
right.
the A-grader.
And they haven't had anyone. They moved Charlie Common to the back line, and he looks like he belongs down there. So another big body. Jack's played 298 games, kicked 500 odd goals. So he will offer them that, and he's going to be there for a couple of years by the sounds of things with his contract. So, he can make a real go of it and add a final chapter to that career of his.
There's some impressive youngsters out there. Bo Allen for the West Coast Eagles and Finn O'Sullivan. First time we get to have a look at him.
Yeah, he's pick 2 and really good runner. He'll play a lot on the wing, a little bit on half forward. He's classy. He'll do some stuff today where you can really see why he was picked 2. He just moves really well.
Well, the dimensions of this ground, too, are really long. I think it's 170-odd metres or something, so... and quite wide. So I'd be getting him on a wing, young first-year player, and not too many instructions, and just have Scott on one wing, him on the other, and just run up and down, up and down.
And then the West Coast youngster you mentioned, Bo Allen, so he was a first-round pick 2. He's massive. He's wearing number 26 today, for those out there watching. He's a massive unit. He's played a really strong pre-season. In all the drills, they don't leave him out of anything because he's physically ready. So he's a left-footer, Peel Thunder Premiership player last year.
Well, we're not allowed to
games.
mention that, mate, because, of course, Hamish Brayshaw on the boundary today
Yes, okay,
was
yes.
the captain of
Might have left that out,
the
yes.
losing side, so we're banned talking
Okay.
about that.
No, that's the one time we'll mention it.
Well, I might be able to go downstairs to Hammer for Bob Jane T-Marts. He's down there just lurking amongst the crowd. Hammer, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, very good afternoon. I didn't hear that last bit. Can't. The only debutant I can see out there for West Coast is Luca Grego, number 31. So don't know that other bloke.
He deleted him.
Yeah, I can't remember it. I think he got me holding the ball actually that game once or twice. So bugger him, piss off. No, mate, it's a good atmosphere down here. The vibe's high. I've found a nice little bit of shade. There's a couple of choc tops and ice creams around, which I wouldn't mind having a little nibble on. But no, it's going to be a good one. I'm obviously was and still am a massive boner. So I'm all aboard the North Melbourne boys today. But I think it'll be a good one.
Shout out to the South Bunbury Football Club for this oval right now. It is absolutely looking fantastic. It's going to be a really good day for football. A good 3, I reckon, this track right now.
The mighty Tigers, South Bunbury Tigers, formed in 1897.
Is this the research you've done?
Hang on,
I've done it.
No.
South Bunbury have the Tigers.
They're not
mate.
the Tigers, mate.
It says the Tigers here. I've written it down. South Bunbury Tigers.
They're red and white.
Bunbury Tigers.
Is it? I am right. So
They are
thank you,
Tigers.
Leachy. The mayor of Bunbury behind me.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure. South Bunbury Tigers.
I'd love a picture of a tiger somewhere to give us a head start, but this ground is really, really good. Above,
Thank you,
it's a
Leachy.
level above probably some of the state league grounds we see around Australia. It's a brand new facility we're in. I believe it's only been open for a couple of weeks, so we are very, very lucky to be here as Bunbury are to have these facilities and, of course, draw AFL games for 4 points during the year.
So just to confirm, it's the Bunbury Bulldogs, the South Bunbury, where we are, the Tigers,
that's why I'm a
like I
Bulldog.
said.
There we go.
I'm a
Yes,
Bulldog.
thank you very
And
much.
we spoke to Don Pike just off air before, actually, and he was saying that about round 6 or 7 when West Coast do come and play North Melbourne here, they will be putting a grandstand on the other side of the ground to be able to get 13 to 14,000 people in here.
Where did you hear that?
Yes, I heard that just before.
Did you?
Yes,
And-
I just
okay.
wanted to reiterate what you said.
Just, okay. This is the Triple M footy preview for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries and Leachy, our producer.
His finger on the pulse.
If I get the name wrong today, we still have the clanger ready to go from the preview. Now, X, let's get stuck into the footy. Of course, new coach for West Coast. First time we get to see him. What does Minnie McQualter want to see from his boys today?
Well, he's obviously came from Melbourne but spent a long time at Richmond. I think that game style still holds up in the AFL. Get the ball forward, don't overuse it, don't overthink it, and create opportunities in your forward half. So Kangaroos bring up a few extras to the stoppages as well. So it's going to be very, very contested around those stoppages. So I expect West Coast players, as Tim Kelly walks to the bench, he won't be taking part in the first centre bounce. but it'll be very, very quick ball movement from stoppages and just get it forward at every opportunity.
You can now stream every game of Triple M Footy live on the Listener app. Download it now, LISTNR. Looks like 7 on the bench for both the sides. Jack Hutchinson's on a wing. He's standing next to Finn O'Sullivan, and they're about to kick off here for the bounce. We are down in Bunbury, and here's Ryan Daniels.
Thank you, Tommy. Harley Reid starting in the middle with Jack Graham and Liam Duggan. Harry Sheasel, Davies Uniacke and Tom Powell for North Melbourne. And the big boys, Matty Flynn and Tristan Sherry. Sherry gets his hands on it first. Free kick straight away. It's going to go to Sherry. No, it's going to go to Sheasel. Must have been held off the footy. So Sheasel sends it towards the 50. Oh, geez, it goes long. Bit of wind there. Darling flies. They're going to pay that. And he held on to it just long enough, said the umpire, or he was interfered with. Either way, Jack Darling a chance to put the first one through. He'll kick from about 48 out, almost directly in front.
Great start, Jack Darling. Love the way that he just attacked the footy. That's exactly what North Melbourne want to see. We've seen that at West Coast. This will be a wonderful start to kick off his North Melbourne career. 298
games for the West Coast Eagles. This is first half big one for North Melbourne, and that is going to the right. So a minor score for Jack Darling. The first of the game, one straight to North. Eagles yet to score.
So it's going to be Jeremy McGovern, the veteran, reigning All-Australian. He's going to play on here from fullback, I reckon.
Tight zone by North here. Very tight.
So he does, and he kicks long. Out to half-back, and big fly. Gets over the back, though. It's coming back where it came from. McGovern in best position, couldn't mark. Picked up by Jinby. He's wrapped up, though. Ball going nowhere.
Holding the ball.
A big tackle from Jack Darling, and he'll have his second shot on goal. This one a bit tougher, pretty tight angle, 30 out.
Now, I know someone that played a lot of footy around here, and this is the toughest pocket in Australia to kick goals.
Here we go.
The toughest pocket in Australia.
Here we go.
Set up the zone, boys.
Here we go.
You know this is going straight through.
What do the Eagles fans do with Jack Darling, Embers? Are they bullying him? Are they?
He's a premiership player. He's an absolute star. So I don't think West Coast would be booing him at all.
He'll play game 300 in round 2 of the season. Darling shot on goal and misses it to the right-hand side. So 2 behinds for Jack, and that's the full score for North Melbourne as well. West Coast yet to score, and we've got a couple of minutes on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Neat little kick from McGovern from the goal square to Liam Baker, and that kick is a howler. Best result would be for it to bounce out, and we'll get a boundary throw in just on the outer wing there, just towards North Melbourne's attacking side. A few punters over there looking through the fence. They didn't have to pay for a ticket, Embers, so you could have been...
That is Embers' kid.
Well, my kid just texted me and said, Dad, I can't get in. I'm locked out.
Tell him to head to that side. It's Jack Graham. He's tackled by big Tristan Sherry. And we'll have a ball up just out there on the outer wing.
Definitely looks like a bit of breeze around at the moment.
Yeah,
certainly heading towards the end that North Melbourne is kicking in the first quarter.
So Matty Flynn wins the tap towards the boundary line. In fact, it goes across now, so we'll throw it in. Half forward for North Melbourne. Hell to use a side, isn't he? Ripping Nick. The best player, I reckon, at North Melbourne. So boundary throw in, half forward for them. It's Sherry, who wanted LDU, but he fell over. Taken by Duggan, I think, at the bottom of the pack, going nowhere. We'll ball it up. 75 metres out from North's goal. They lead by 2 points. West Coast yet to score. 3 goal in the first term.
There's a free kick, as you can hear. That's to Sherry. They've paid advantage to Sheasel. He sends it inside 50. Where's Larky? He's at the back. McGovern gets a hand on it. Did he drag it in? I think he did, but he's knocked it out now. And Edwards has picked it up. We're going to have a ball up about 25 metres out from North Melbourne's goal, almost directly in front. They've done all the attacking early, Tommy.
So they're in a good spot here. Sherry won the tap down and then hands and knees. Sheasel to LDU. Just lost the footy. Reid goes in. Big tackle late on him. They've been fierce early, the Roos, and they'll get another ball up. 30 out from goal.
The pressure's been good too. 7 tackles to 0 to start the game.
Free kicks here. Another North Melbourne free kick. Tristan Sherry this time. So it's been all North Melbourne to start this game, and Sherry will take a shot from about 35 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Say it again.
What does he do, X?
Set up the zone. This is the toughest spot to kick for goal in Australia.
Is he going for the left-hand goal post?
No, it's left goal post. It's hard, it's low, and it's luck.
It's luck.
All right, let's see how lucky Tristan Sherry is. He was pretty lucky last year. Really good season from him. Here's the big fella.
Oh, he's right.
Oh, he's pushed it to the right.
He's missed it again.
The nightmare pocket strikes again.
There's a bit of my golf game there. Like I just a little slice off the right-hand side with the wind.
Oh, 3 straight behinds North Melbourne. That's on the Triple M Beacon trade scoreboard. West Coast yet to score.
All 3 from which pocket?
Oh, the disaster pocket.
So McGovern kicks out full back, and Reed couldn't mark it.
Gave him a knee as a bit of a reminder.
It's Archery kicks inside 50. North are attacking again. McGovern, strong mark. Good set of mitts on him, and he's marked it 15 metres out from goal. North doing all the attacking.
Certainly a focus from West Coast to go to the outer side at the moment. Every time they've got the footy in their back half.
McGovern sends it toward the wing. A little bit of a nudge there from Owies, but Archer managed to recover. And right on the edge of the boundary line, LDU just picks it up and charges through. Gets a handball out somehow. It's ended up with Bo Allen, the Eagles' first rounder. And now Liam Baker. That handball's going to trickle over the boundary line right at about 55 metres out in the nightmare pocket on the outer side.
Been going for 6 minutes, and the ball after the first centre bounce has not gone past North Melbourne's half-forward line. So the pressure's been good. The breeze obviously assisting, but they need to make the most of these opportunities.
Another stoppage here for North at half-forward. Sherry over the back, crumbed his own footy. Gave it to Reed, though. And Harley just stumps one to the middle of the ground.
By contact, West Coast.
Maybe a free kick to Waterman. They want to go quick here, West Coast. Out the back. There's Brockman, the small man at the front of the pack. Instead taken there by North, and they get some relief, and they can go out to the wing now through Bailey Scott.
Yes, Caleb Daniel kick a little off target, and Scott can't quite recover. Jaden Hunt does pretty well and makes it a 50-50 draw. Boundary throw in exactly on the wing on the outer side there. Beautiful day for footy here in Bunbury, Hands Oval. There will be a game here in round 13 on the 8th of June, an AFL game for premiership points. First time that's happened down here in Bunbury. It's going to be fantastic. They love their footy down here. Tristan Sherry.
North home game, hey?
It is a North home game, that's right, Tommy. Jaden Hunt and Bo Allen in there as well. Luke Davies-Uniacke grabs him. It's holding the footy, so free kick to Davies-Uniacke, and he'll have a chance to send it inside 50.
Free kick count 5-1 on the Red Z landing.
Into the inside 50s, X, when you get a sec, as LDU just pumps it. High ball, back to that same pocket, the right-hand pocket. Jinby's there.
Eye contact.
Another free kick.
Go through.
This one I reckon is going to Bailey Scott maybe in the pocket.
Inside 50s, Tommy. 5-0 favouring North Melbourne early, but this again is going to be another set shot from where?
Oh, the nightmare pocket.
Set up the zone, about to be 0 goals for.
That's the kick it to the left hand goalpost, I reckon. There was X with the Triple M Red Z landing stats. Of course, the beast is listening. We're missing today. Not sure there's much room for him in his commentary box. Here is Bailey Scott. That's a thumping kick. Bailey says, stuff that in your pocket, X. And North get the first goal. 1-3-9. West Coast yet to score. We've gone 8 in the first term. Triple M Beacon trade scoreboard. Let's get a hammer on the boundary for Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, not a lot of action in the West Coast forward line, but Liam Ryan's just sort of hobbled off. Don't know if he's just needing to take a piss because he's gone to the toilet with one of the trainers, but he's gone underground, so we'll just check back in on him in a couple of minutes.
Well, good start by North Melbourne, and definitely free kick count in their favour at the moment, but it's because they've been first. They're getting their head over the football, and they're attacking it right now. They're certainly getting the game played in their forward half and have dominated the first 5 or 6 minutes of this game so far.
Now, I need to apologise to our producer, Leachy, who is from Bunbury, and said that is the toughest pocket on the ground. I may have gone overs on what he said. That was a great goal. I just was right the first 3 times. I thought I'd better try the 4th.
75%. You're going pretty well. Liam Baker takes the mark just off half back. He's got Sheasel at the moment. Big recruit for the West Coast Eagles. Straight into the leadership group as well, Liam Baker. He's had a really big summer. Really vocal out there on the track. And goes short to Tim Kelly, who's just outside the square in the back half for the Eagles. He goes long to a big contest. Sherry and Flynn. Sherry in front. Good grab by the big man. Gets so much of the footy for a ruckman.
West Coast forwards got to know now this ball is holding up in the air. They were just too far back. North Melbourne front position. Took the intercept mark.
It's Matty Flynn gets the first crack at the ruck for West Coast. Over Bailey Williams. This has been marked by Harry Edwards at half back.
I understand there's still a bit of wind around at the moment, but West Coast very predictable, going down the line, going to that far side. North Melbourne just setting up really well right now.
Oh, there's big Bailey, just flew Made a good contest. Been taken by Tim Kelly. Bit of pace. They got men over the back here, West Coast. And it's Jake Waterman. He's marked it 5 metres out. They have a shot on goal.
Well, they're in front that particular time, and they've got a contest. And because the Eagles forwards are really high right now against this breeze, once they won the footy, they're able to move forward really quickly.
So Waterman gets the goal, and West Coast answer. A bit of fast play there. Waterman gets his first. West Coast 1 straight 6, trail by 3 points. 10 gone in the first term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Hamish Brayshaw on the boundary. Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, Liam's just doing a couple of hamstring tests on the bench, but Harley Reid's taking his sock off. He's got a very heavily strapped left foot, which is, I think, what's been giving him a bit of grief. He's had to cut the tape, probably a bit too tight, and giving him a bit of discomfort, but that's probably why he's limping around at the start of the game, Embers. There's your little inside.
There you go. Hey, Embers, Jakey Waterman, All-Australian last year. He's been around for a long time. The bar's now set at the standard we saw last year. Like, he had an exceptional season and rewarded with the All-Australian, but gee, it was one out of the box. It wasn't on my bingo cards last year.
No, we weren't expecting that, and he had a super year, and especially with Oscar Allen missing so much football. He was getting the best defender, and he just continued to just go for his grabs and kick goals. He had a super year, and he's certainly someone that I think West Coast will be really keen to back it up again.
Big test for young Archer Reid. He's in the ruck against Tristan Sherry. So he's the backup ruck today for West Coast. And let North get it through Will Phillips, who sends it inside 50. Brady Hoff, big, strong grab, running back into the pack. That was courageous from all players involved. Jinmi and Curtis, all in it, but Hoff held it well. From Harvey, not far from here, only about 40k, so you call him a local, I reckon. Probably be a footy war between Harvey and Bunbury that they hate each other, I'm assuming. The kick was a howler from West Coast, and now it's Hansen Jr. Will Phillips with a clever tap. And through the middle, Zerha back to Hansen Jr. Just needs to gather.
They got the numbers here. Hansen Jr. Oh, great tackle. Strong chase down by Hutchinson. He's played up the ground, I think, in the pre-season. I think we'll see him on the wing, maybe a bit of midfield. And, of course, the mid-season recruit did some good things there, Embers.
Sure is.
Thank you. So he balled up on the wing. It's Archer Reid up against Sherry. Graham's there, got the handball away, and then just thrown off the footy. Now North have the numbers, but Hoff comes in, makes the contest. They're trying to will the ball forward. Hansen Jr. lays a tackle on Hutchinson. Still at half forward here, North Melbourne. Zerha goes in. Ball going nowhere, we're balled up. 60 out from goal. North lead by 3 points, 12.5 gone in the first term.
But Archer Reid against Sherry in the ruck again. Archer, no chance against the big fella that time. Hansen Jr., neat little kick, finds Zerha right on the 50-metre line, just in front of McGovern. Great kick from Hansen Jr. Exactly 15 metres, I reckon, but it was well placed.
Kick 5 in their scratch match last week. Zerha, terrific player. Lots of speculation around his future. He's decided to stay at the Roos. He's very important to them.
So he's in the opposite pocket from the nightmare pocket. So this might be a dream. It is. He's nailed it straight through the middle. Easy for Cam Zerha. The Roos, they've got another one. They're 2-3-15. West Coast 1 straight 6 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Zerha, of course, a West Australian lad, Embers. It would have been a not so much a tough decision to stay at North in terms of coming home to Western Australia, but he hasn't seen a great deal of success at North Melbourne. He's been there through the tough times, as had his riding mate Nick Larkey, and committed. He obviously sees the talent of Sheasel and McKercher and those guys, Powell in the middle at the moment. He sticks it out, which he's decided to. There might be some fruits at the end of it.
Choice hotels around the grounds. Errol Goulden will have surgery tomorrow morning on his ankle. And the workout from there when he'll be coming back, Rhino.
That's very disappointing. That's second half of the year stuff.
Yeah, best case probably. Yeah.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Archer Reid won the tap in the middle of the ground. North have the numbers. Here's O'Sullivan. Nice little spin then. Used his left foot to find Sheasel on the wing.
And he's off again. Sullivan, he could use him here, Sheasel, if you wanted to get a bit risky. Didn't.
Sheasel wants Darling. Hoff cut it off. O'Sullivan gets it though. He made good ground. Hand pass out wide. Here's McKercher on the left. Another mark. This one by Larkey.
And he's got the distance here. Harry Edwards is right on 50 metres, but just with this breeze, we saw Zerha's kick before, was a little bit closer, but he looked like he cleared it.
Hit it easily, didn't he?
We know that Larky can kick a football, so you'll be kicking from just outside 55, and I reckon he'll get the journey.
And he's the best kick in the game, I reckon, set shot.
Here's Nick Larky, big unit,
Oh!
and he has shanked that. Could be the worst kick we've ever seen.
His shoelace was undone going in, so he's gone to tie that up. But that was absolutely horrible. He got so close to the man on the mark. For someone who is he's certainly one of the most accurate set shot kicks in the history of the game, I think it is. So that ball was almost as far from the goals as it was when he started.
9-point lead here to North.
Ruben Jimby to clear for the West Coast Eagles. Sends it to the wing. Darling flies. That's for North Melbourne now. He's on the other team.
He'd best just put this in, I reckon. Don't allow the Eagles' numbers to flood back.
Oh, they're flooding back.
Yeah, it's too late now.
He's going to send it in. Look, Liam Ryan tries to block the kick. Goes all the way towards the goal square. Bo Allen's got his hands on it. Sheasel's got him. Ball spills out. Tim Kelly now to Hoff. He just puts it on the boot in a hurry. And Darling's there again. He's a magnet for the footy today, Jack Darling, right on the 50-metre arc. He'll have to kick from 55 metres out. Not too far from where Nick Larky just completely butchered that previous kick, but we'll see what Darling has learned from that.
The 5 metres might be the difference too.
Yeah, you got to be 10.
It's going to be a tough kick distance, but the breeze is favouring him. Right post. I don't want to moz him like I did Larky, but he does usually give these a good thud.
In comes Jack Darling. Would love to get one against his old side. He's kicked 2 behinds. Now he's at the post. He's at 3 behinds for the opening term for Jack Darling. So North Melbourne 2-4-16. The West Coast Eagles 1 straight 6 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Give me those inside 50s again, X, when you get a second.
Inside 50s thus far, Tommy, 9-1. 9 favouring the Kangaroos on the Red Z Lenny stats.
Dominating. Here's Hoff. Up to the wing. Good position from Flynn, and then drop the sitter. Now North have the numbers behind the ball. Have to be quick here. It's Comben. Kicks inside 50. 1-on-1. Gee, Edwards did well. Up against Larky, marks and comes short and finds Hoff.
Really good there, Harry Edwards. On Nick Lark, he's got the opportunity. McGovern's gone to Zerha. And that was a really good mark. Worked him under the footy. Good for his confidence.
Brady Hoff's made a really good start today as well. He's been really good down back. Tom Cole told to hurry by the umpire. Sends it right in front of us on the broadcast wing. Big spoil comes from Comben. And now O'Sullivan. Oh, bang goes Liam Ryan. And Darling's got one behind as well from Jaden Hunt. Ball trickles out over the boundary line, and just in case Jack Darling was wondering, there'll be no favours today from the West Coast Eagles. That was a decent hit.
And run straight to take this ruck against Flynn too. Don't know whether he knew he was going to be rucking. He certainly hasn't got a shin guard on.
All right, so we're on the wing. Flynn, double-hander, wanted Graham. Instead, Phillips takes it from North to McKercher. Shows a bit of candy. And turned it over. Here's Baker. They want to run here, West Coast. Baker has a bounce, cuts inboard. Horrible handball. Gives it up to Powell. And now Phillips from North. He just scrubbers a kick to the middle of the ground. Darling's there again. Can't bend over, pick it up. And now he's tackled. The ball just sitting between his legs. They thought it was done, but now play on through Baker.
And he gives it off to his teammate in Cole. Back to Baker. It's been a bit messy the last couple of minutes, but the Eagles still a chance to work it. Bo Allen, the lefty from Peel, sends it inside 50 or just outside. Archer just spoils it. Ball spills out. It's Dylan Stevens. North just desperately trying to clear this footy. Luke McDonald, the veteran's got it now. He goes short, and he finds Dylan Stevens. Messy couple of minutes.
Just needed some leadership and composure. McDonald certainly did on that occasion. Broke the tackle, found the 15-metre pass. Time to take him to sting out of the game.
So Stevens, he sends it towards the outer wing. Big contest of players. At the back for North Melbourne, it's Darcy Tucker. Larky's got it on the ground, and he gives it off to a teammate in Bailey Scott.
Here's Scott, kicks inside 50. 1-on-1, Jinby against Sherry, did well. Taken by Curtis though, swings around on the left and misses the narrow side.
Curtis snuck on the ground then. He ran on, went forward. He was by himself inside 50. That ball had just got over the back of Big Cherry. It would have been an open goal, but unfortunately for North Melbourne fans, it became a contest and should have probably kicked the goal, but there was more pressure on it than what would have been.
They are dominating North. 2-5-17, West Coast, 1 straight 6.
11 inside 50s to 1 top.
Jeez, and the one has resulted in a goal for West Coast. Luke Davies-Uniacke has the footy on the wing here.
Well, you'd say they've had one disposal inside 50.
And he sends it back inside 50 again. So the numbers just keep growing. The big pack of players fly. Will Phillips has it. 3 Eagles jump on him. Umpire says I'll ball it up. And that's about 35 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. They lead this game by 11 points.
It's lucky it's not 5 goals to 1 at least. They've absolutely dominated North.
Inside 50 again here for North Melbourne. Comes out the back as Stevens. Tackled by a couple of West Coast players. We'll ball it up again. It's just stoppage after stoppage, Embers.
Got to take the opportunities right now, North, because, as X said, they've completely dominated. Had the game played in their forward half. But right now, 2 goals, 5, just probably haven't got reward for effort. Just got to make the most of these opportunities because West Coast will have the breeze in the second quarter. We'll get a feel for how strong it actually is.
Well, nothing to do with breeze. Clearance is 9-1 favouring North Melbourne.
Brady Hoff looking to clear for West Coast. Been their best so far, I reckon. Harley Reid, quick handball out to Jinby. The new defender he is now. He's no longer a midfielder, and always gets the free kick on the half-back flank for the West Coast Eagles.
They're just first at the moment, North, when you mention those clearances, X. 9-1, they're hunting, they've got their head over the football. West Coast very reactive right now around those stoppages.
Waterman's in that pack. Aiden Core just smacks it away towards the boundary. Combin's got it. Bailey Williams has got him. Umpire said insufficient intent, so free kick to the West Coast Eagles, and they'll get a chance to push forward again, Tommy.
X, what do you think about Bailey Williams playing as a permanent forward?
I don't think he's an A-grade ruckman by any stretch, so maybe he just offers some support if Flynn can stay up. But, I mean, they've got 2 good forwards in Oscar Allen and Waterman, and then the rest is just whatever happens on the day.
There's Flynn right on cue. 50 out from goal here for West Coast. Flynn dives on it. Ball can't come out. We'll ball it up again. Graham's there, LDU as well. At the bottom of the pack, the big man in Tristan Sherry, who'll go against Flynn again.
That ruck battle at West Coast, it does appear that Flynn's well in front now.
Too high.
So a free kick to Tristan Sherry.
He's just been too strong at the moment, Sherry. He's just moving Flynn around. And they're certainly dominating from the contest right now, North.
So Sherry sends it to that outer wing again. They've really been all over West Coast to start this game, but there's plenty of time left, and they do have the win. Tommy Cole, quick hands out to Liam Baker, and now to Bo Allen. Been quite busy in his opening term in his match community pre-season series game, whatever you want to call it. Here's Bailey Scott for North Melbourne, gives it off to Curtis. Phillips couldn't grab it. Bailey Scott gives it back to Phillips. Quick hands over the top. Who's there for North? Larkey can't quite keep it in. And what happened there?
They had the overlap there, North. They just had to get it over the top. Larkey was Joe the Goose out the back. They
There's
just
2 of them.
get the ball to him.
Yeah.
They're just dominating right now. West Coast are looking very vulnerable, not just around the contest, but in their back half. Some of their handballs, they're just trying to, it's almost like hot potato. They just don't want to take the footy.
So Flynn, quick hands down. Allen couldn't quite hold it. Phillips tries to break through. He throws it on the left. He hasn't, has he? He hasn't. A minor score to North Melbourne. 2-6-18, 1 straight 6 West Coast.
13 inside 50s to 1 as we speak. Tom Powell leading the way for North Melbourne with 8 disposals. Liam Baker's had 7 for the West Coast Eagles, going at 50% by a foot on the Red Z leading stats.
Here's Tom Cole. It's going to come short. Hasn't been much footy on this commentary side.
They've just had the 43 disposals so far, West Coast.
Hutchinson just pokes one out. Wanted Archer Reid. Crumno nicely by Ryan. Gave it to Jinby. By hand to Hutchinson. That's a dangerous kick. She sits it on the head of Long. That's got to be a free kick, surely. Umpire says play on. Davies Uniacke by hand gives it off. Here's Powell. Just don't want to give it to. And just spears the ball. Here's O'Sullivan, 60 out.
He's got Larkey over the back, still wide open. It's Cole on Larkey. That's where O'Sullivan sends it. Tough matchup for Cole, and Larkey takes the grab. Saw that coming a mile away, did Finn O'Sullivan. Just had to hit the right spot, and he did. And so Larkey will have a shot. He won't miss this one from the death pocket, will he?
No,
surely.
he won't miss this one, but Finn O'Sullivan, he's had the 4 disposals going 100%. He didn't see Larkey to start with, but then once he realised it was on, he took his time, used his composure, and there was only one person who was going to mark that, and it was Nick Larkey.
So in comes big Nick Larkey. Easy one for him. Straight through the middle. North Melbourne pulled further away. 3-6-24. West Coast just the 1 straight 6 from that 1 inside 50. Is that still right?
They're 1 inside 50, 14 inside 50s to 1. So technically they've only had 1 disposal inside 50 for the quarter, and that was, of course, the mark over the back to Waterman, who went back and kicked their first and only goal. But this game could be well and truly. I know they've got the breeze embers, but the stats 11-2 clearances, 14-1 inside 50s. That's not all breeze.
That's a real concern for West Coast right now, especially around the contest. We spoke about the way that North Melbourne are just hunting. Sheasel, LDU's in there right now, and West Coast is sort of sitting on shoulders a little bit. They've got to get harder. They've got to hunt a lot more, because right now their forwards are just not getting any supply whatsoever, because their mids are getting well and truly beaten.
There's Andrew Embley and Xavier Ellis, the Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Great to have Seabus back with us for another season of footy. Now to the middle here, West Coast. Drew Graham. He's tackled though and can't get rid of the footy.
Tackled really well too, North's, you'd expect West Coast to be laying all the tackles, but it looks like North are certainly heading that area.
That's right, 17-12 embers on the Reds End leading stats.
Here's Sheasel by hand, goes back to LDU. He just spirals one. McGovern up against Larkey. Goes over their head. Larkey does well. Hands and knees, fires out a handball.
Contact, West Coast, McGovern.
Paul Curtis, was that going in a little bit too hard?
Free kick's going to go to McGovern, who's been busy. The ball's been down there a lot, though. And it's North who lead by 18 points. 25 gone in the first term.
McGovern sends it out to the half-back flank. Hutchinson playing on the wing out there. He's come forward to get that one. And now he goes over the top to Brady Hoff, who's been real busy. Without him and McGovern, who've done a fair bit of work down back, and Liam Baker, it could be worse, that scoreline.
Hoff coming in for his 7th.
The Hoff sends it towards the big boys. Flynn has to spoil. Ball comes down to Stevens. Looking for Archer off the handball, and he just quite happy to see it out of bounds. We'll go down to Hamish Brayshaw on the boundary hammer.
Yeah, I'm back on Holly Watch. He's just cut that tape off. He tried to chop it and sort of make it feel a bit more comfortable. For anyone who has worn ankle tape, it's a pain in the arse when you can feel it and it's not sitting right. So he's taken that off. I think he might get it strapped up again. I'll keep you updated.
Are we thinking ankle or maybe plantar or something?
I don't know, mate. It's his left foot. He's just sort of playing around with it. I think he's actually taken both boots off now, so that's not a good sign. But I'll touch back in.
X, just run us through what happened with Harley Reid before the game.
Well, we thought he was going to be a late withdrawal, so there's every chance that the siren goes and maybe he gets him taped up and he's there in the second quarter. But before the game, he was the only West Coast Eagle out on the field, 10 minutes before the Eagles ran out. He didn't run out with the team. He was doing 50-metre strides, and he was hobbling. He looked like busted, the term. And then he joined the team. He didn't look fit. He didn't look healthy, and it'd be unusual if if he's not going to get up. And as we speak, Fino Sullivan's just worn an elbow to the back of the head, but he gets up okay. But Harley looked as though he was going to be late withdrawal.
Right, so we're at half forward now for West Coast. Hunt was tackled, so we'll ball it up with Flynn and Sherry. Sheasel almost holding the foot. He didn't get boots of ball. Goes inside 50. Archery tapped it down nicely towards Duggan. That was tricky. Ends up with Brockman. His handball, though, was cut off by Daniel. Gives it off to McKercher. And he just shows a nice little bit of candy. Hand pass to Sheasel. They got numbers here, North on the wing.
Hanson Jr. Quick little handball to O'Sullivan. Jeez, he's been impressive early. Has the kick though, spoiled by McGovern. O'Sullivan will get it back. Gets another chance. Baker just crunches him and the ball spills over. Jeez, he has been impressive, but he just learned a little bit about the big time there. A couple of really good players.
I'd love to see it though. It's easy in your first sort of decent hit out to be in your shell, but he's trying to take it on. He's getting after it. He's been exciting prospect.
18-point lead here to North Melbourne, of course. O'Sullivan, the number 2 pick. And
he's got blood coming out the side of the face too, so he's really welcome to AFL moments happening now.
McKercher and plenty of the footy goes back to McDonald, former captain. Big gang tackle laid on him.
Come free.
I think that was a bit stiff. He was wrapped up straight away, McDonald.
And it's Brockman who gets first crack at the small forward spot for West Coast. Of course, Ember's your man, Matt Owies. He's out there.
He's had a good couple of years there, 27 goals and 33 his last couple of years at Carlton. So West Coast will be really keen for him to hit the scoreboard. Hasn't had many opportunities. Not many West Coast forwards have in this first quarter.
So Brockman's turned it over. Caleb Daniel has it just inside his defensive 50.
And that's going to count as their third inside 50 for the quarter, and it went 30 centimetres over the 50-metre line.
Straight to a North Melbourne player, and Daniel, of course, has found the target. Finds Nick Larkey. He sends it inside 50. He needs a big, strong mark. Darling's there. He's spoiled by Bo Allen. And the siren goes on quarter time here in Bunbury at Hands Oval. Pre-season footy. North Melbourne lead at 3-6-24. West Coast 1 straight 6. The Roos by 18 points. Triple M rocks footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
Farine Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Melbourne, weekdays from 6. It's
Mick in the morning.
It's the show with Mick Malloy, Nick Rewalt, Titus O'Reilly and Rosie Walton.
You've chosen to wear shorts.
You're wearing shorts. Do you know what? I just went a little something for the ladies. Get those calves out.
Chriso, can you get a photo of the calves?
But we also
Steal for Instagram.
You'll need a fisheye lens.
You'll also need some sunglasses if you're going to look at them.
Start your day with Mick in the morning. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's Triple M.
Back from a holiday road trip? Get your car checked at Rapid Tune. We'll keep you moving.
Want to grow your business and get paid faster? Let me sum it up for you. SumUp is a world-leading payment solutions provider with over 4 million customers worldwide. Cutting-edge payment software that supports over 1 billion transactions a year. From portable FPOS to countertop POS solutions, SumUp's hardware supports every stage of your business journey. Take payments anywhere, secure, seamless, and with no contracts or monthly fees. Think outside the square. Choose SumUp. Purchase now at JB Hi-Fi, Harvey Norman and Bingley.
Introducing the Cherry Tiggo 7 Special Edition for just $29,990 drive away with 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty and a 5-star ANCAP safety rating. Now's the time to test drive the Tiggo 7 Special Edition at your nearest Cherry dealer.
Revenue forecast.
It might sound like I'm in a meeting, but in my mind, I'm soaking up the sun exploring a new coast.
Rather be on holiday? Jetstar's Takeoff More sale is on now. There's fares to get you near or far, like Melbourne Tullamarine to Sunshine Coast from just $80 or Singapore from $189. Ends midnight Eastern Daylight Time, 3rd March unless sold out. One way excludes check bags, travel dates and conditions apply. Jetstar, all day, every day, low fares.
Creating a dream kitchen with Bunnings is super easy. We've got everything from floor to ceiling. We've got the flooring, the cabinetry, bench tops, splashbacks, and even extra storage. We can help you bring it all together.
Bunnings Warehouse. Energy bill got you cowering in fear? At Tango Energy, we get it. Life's expensive. That's why we're making bill time easier on your wallet with our low rates. Right now, Tango has some shockingly low rates on offer. And we've made the switch easier than ever with our online sign-up that takes just 2 minutes. Plus, with no lock-in contracts or exit fees, why wait? You could start saving now. Visit tangoenergy.com to see the rates for yourself.
Tango Energy. Why do you need a Sleeping Duck sleep system? Well, that's easy. Your sleep is important, and you want energy the next day.
So you want the mattress engineered for perfect customizable comfort
with a bed base that features 50 kilos of steel back support.
You want the best quality mattress, manufacturer direct, and without markups.
And you want to be able to ring up the seller and get friendly advice from passionate staff.
You want it delivered next day on a 100-night trial with no stress.
Oh, and you want the one your friends recommended because it's awesome.
Visit sleepingduck.com.
With Telstra Home Internet, you can upgrade your tech to fast fibre from NBN, so you can enjoy a more reliable connection. Visit telstra.com to check your eligibility. Select addresses only. Eligible plan required.
Go on a Macca's run, pick up the mouth-watering new spicy chicken McWrap, and get all fired up for another week at work. But not too fired up. That would be unprofessional. Available 10:30am to midnight.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Farine Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Welcome back to Hands Oval in Bunbury, beautiful southwest of WA. It's North Melbourne. Well and truly all over the West Coast Eagles in that opening term. They had a bit of a breeze, but they had a hell of a lot of the footy. 3-6-24. The West Coast Eagles lead 1 straight 6, from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Andrew Embley, bit of work for the West Coast Eagles to do based on that opening term.
Yeah, North Melbourne just hunted, weren't they? They were so strong around the contest. They were able to win the football and they moved it quick inside forward 50 early on. They missed a few opportunities, but it was an avalanche. And in the end, 3-6 for North Melbourne in the first quarter. West Coast had, I think, about 1 inside 50 for the first 20 minutes and they kept their goal. But North Melbourne really should be a lot further in front. I know there is a breeze, but the way that North have played, they've certainly hunted and they've certainly won a lot of the football as well.
We're on a bit of Harley Reid watch. There's been some stuff going on down on the boundary, and our man Hamish Brayshaw is down there. Hammer, what's happening?
Mate, this is seesawing. He walked out there looking like he didn't want to be a part of it with his shoe off. He's complaining about his left foot. I think he's just put his boots back on and he's back out there. He took both ankle tapes off, walked around hobbling, and now looks like he's in the huddle with both his boots on. So I got no idea what's going on. I'd be having a guess, shooting fish in a barrel if I was going to say he's in or out, but I will just keep an eye on him and see how he goes.
Okay, our man keeping an eye on it down there. Thanks, Hammer, for Bob Jane Team Marts. And Xavier Ellis, if there is anything wrong, you just would put him out to pasture for the day, wouldn't you? What are you doing?
Well, you would, but he
must be fine.
But he also probably needs to run, mate. Like, he came back in reasonably poor condition. He didn't trial well. He had a concussion spell. He's done a calf or two. He's warmed up before the group and hobbled. And as you said, he's carrying a bit of condition, a bit like a big frame, big inside midfielder. Maybe he needs the run as well. Like, if he's going to play round one, you don't want him to be dragging his ass around round one. So, might be one of those ones where you grit your teeth. But you're right, as Hamish Brayshaw just said, the boots have been on, the boots have been off. We've been to the rooms, we've been out of the rooms. We've been to the huddle, we've been out of the huddle. There's a fair bit going on, but I don't want to take it away from North Melbourne, who have absolutely dominated. 16 inside 50s to 3, and that third inside 50 went 30 centimetres over the 50-metre line. They've dominated clearances 13 to 4, winning the tackle count 22 to 17. So there's some stats there. I know the inside 50s probably favour the team kicking with the breeze, obviously, but the clearances certainly don't, and neither do the tackling. So North Melbourne have been great in that quarter, and Finn O'Sullivan, I've really enjoyed the first-year players' game, and it's just added to the midfield of Tom Powell, Sheasel, and LDU and Phillips, all four of those guys, the top leading disposal getters for North Melbourne at the moment.
And you're right about their tackling. They haven't just won the football, but, geez, they put West Coast under pressure every time they've got the football. West Coast have coughed the footy up with some of their poor handballs, but it's because of North's pressure to force them into that turnover, and then when they've won the football, they've been clean. West Coast are very fumbly in that first quarter, so they'll certainly be looking to at least see if they can get front position and win some footy and start getting the game going their way.
Well, the leading disposal getters for West Coast as we speak: Hoff, Baker, McGovern, Allen, Jinby. And Jinby's only had 3, so it's not like that, but that's their leading disposal getters.
All defenders.
You're not going to win games of football when your backs are just mopping up. So
we're going
back half.
We're going to revisit that 9 to 10 wins at half time.
Yes, we are going to find out. Let's just wait and see what this breeze does do, and see what happens. I reckon Minnie might have given him a bit of a bake at quarter time.
I've just got off the ground after you said they'd win 9 to 10 games.
I didn't say 9 to 10. I said 6+.
No, hang on. What did we hear earlier today?
Definitely 9 to 10.
Yes.
He's wound it back very quickly.
And he said Matt Owies win the club champion.
Big on Matt Owies is Embers. Harley Reid is back out there. We can confirm he's starting the second term here.
Just the 2 disposals in the first quarter.
North Melbourne, 3-6-24. They lead the West Coast Eagles 1 straight 6. Tommy Atkinson to get the second term underway here in Bunbury.
Thank you, Rhino. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. North dominating in the first term. Here's Sherry up against Flynn. He tapped down into space. Stu Kelly did well. Just paddled it to his own advantage. And straight away for Baker, he lost the footy. They've turned it over, West Coast. Good tackle by Flynn on Sherry. Ball spills free. Duggan to Hunt with some pace. Kicks it long. Inside 50. Waterman in best spot. Used his body well, his hands to shove Core out of the way and marks it 20 metres out, slight angle.
I reckon he does that really well, doesn't he? He's one of the players in the AFL who knows how to put their hands there but not push. He does it really well, Embers.
And with that breeze as well, like you saw the ball just absolutely carried, and he just read it really well off the boot. And you're right, Ryan. He was just able to hold his opponent out and took good mark. I thought for a second there the umpire pointed the wrong way. I thought he might have been a push, but it's certainly a mark, and he should go back and kick this. It'll be a great start. 2 goals for Jakey Waterman.
He'll have the entire West Coast score. Jake Waterman, of course, the All-Australian, kicks it straight through. So a couple for Jake, couple for West Coast. The margin back to 12. 60 seconds gone here in the second term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Here's Xavier Ellis and Andrew Embley.
It's amazing, Embers, with this breeze you've seen. Just quick ball movement, get it going, high pressure. Cherry, and there's a big tackle through the middle by Flynn to get the turnover. The captain, Liam Duggan, flicked it over really quickly, and it's just that long ball. When you know you've got the breeze and every player on the ground can kick it 55 to 60, That's the time you get the defenders caught out. They're trying to get up the ground, turn over, and you've got the 60 metres over the back. And Jake Waterman, who we've already spoken about being an All-Australian, we started off this practice game like you finished last season.
3 touches, 2 goals. Fair start by Big Jakey boy.
So 2-goal lead to North Melbourne now. Maybe it was all the breeze. Matty Flynn punches it forward. Umpire says, no, I'll need to do that again.
Just repeating that news, Choice Hotels around the grounds. Errol Goulden has been sent for ankle surgery, has a fracture in his ankle X.
Your mate, Big Dino Embers, he wouldn't be not pumped with anyone getting injury, but Goulden obviously one you like to cherish.
They've had a good pre-season, a couple of good wins there, the Swans, but certainly not what you want.
Sherry, quick handball out to Luke McDonald. Sends it forward, and Big Larky's in front of Harry Edwards and takes it. He's been good today, Larky. Been really busy. Quick handball off to Stevens. Kick nowhere near 15. LDU tried to claim it and then just went to the ground, and Owies claims him. So we'll have a ball up almost right on 50, almost directly in front for North Melbourne. They're heading to the right of your dial, and they lead this game by 2 goals.
So tap down by Sherry to Davies Uniac by hand. Over the top, I think. Bottom of that pack down there, it's Liam Baker doing some dirty work.
Just going to watch Davies Uniac here. He's just coming through to stop his front position. He's looking very strong and dangerous.
So ball up, 40 out from goal for North. Jinby did well. Spins, gave it to Hunt. Kicks a high ball to the wing. McDonald in best spot. Punched away by Waterman for West Coast. Ends up back here with Daniel. Crafty. Little handball to McDonald. Goes out wide to Archer. He kicks just outside 50 on a long lead. Been marked down there by North by Constanti. Of course, the former Sydney Swan Rhino.
Yeah, top 20 draft pick. Never got a clean run at it for the Swans. He sends it inside 50, and Curtis marks in the pocket.
Nice pass. And too easy too, of course. I don't know when he's kicking right into the teeth of that breeze. That ball was never going to carry 60 metres, and he just lobbed one off his boot 35 metres in front of him to a nice little lead up. Any kick from this distance and in the pocket's going to be really difficult on a day like today, but it's the opportunities like this that West Coast didn't have in the first quarter.
So in comes Curtis. It's a tough spot to kick from. It's gone to the right of the big post, and a minor score for North Melbourne. We liked the kick from Constanti though, very nice.
Yeah, beautiful kick, and that was an absolute mongrel, that one.
That was. So 3-7-25 North Melbourne. West Coast 2 straight 12. That is on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, 10 scoring shots to 2. North are dominating. Jinby, bit of pace. That's an awful kick. Little half volley though. Picked up by Brockman. His hand pass wasn't much better. Turned over. Sheasel by hand. Over the top to Larky. Constetti in the pocket. Nice little ball. And marked down there. Here's Curtis again.
And this time in a good pocket here, Curtis. Should be able to just run around on his left foot and kick this 25 out. Jinby just coming out of back half, just butchered it. Brockman, poor handball. Just West Coast very vulnerable at the moment. Some of their disposals.
Don't mind Paul Curtis is a football player. That's a nice snap. He kicks it. North get a goal into the breeze, and they've got 4-7-31. West Coast 2 straight 12. 5 gone in the second term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Tommy Atkinson, Ryan Daniels, Hamish Brayshaw down on the boundary, and Xavier Ellis and Andrew Embley on the Seabus Super special comments.
Lots of good things coming out of North Melbourne this year on Paul Curtis. Had a really good pre-season. Alistair Clarkson, big fan, and the fact that West Coast have sent Brady Hoff, who is a very underestimated defender, to him, and we saw Hoff get some big jobs last year, obviously gone to Curtis, but he's been... Both of those players have been pretty good to start the game.
Yeah, look, Davies Uniac on that instance too, Embers. 10 disposals thus far, but just there was a turnover. He just takes his time, gets it cleanly, steadies the team, gave it to Larky. Just the senior players in this breeze, just composure.
Ball bounced in the middle. Sherry's just having a day out. That kick came off the side of the boot though. Trickles to the wing. Constanti's out there, so is Tom Cole. Hunt's got it, and Constanti's got him. Ball spills out. Sherry and LDU both in there for North. Jeez, Davies Uniac, he's so strong.
Clean composure.
Handball out to O'Sullivan. He sends it inside 50, looking for a mark. It's Jinby though. He finds the Eagles defender on the lead. Such an athletic beast, Reuben Jinby. He's now a permanent defender after starting his career as sort of a midfield defensive hybrid, Tommy.
Playing that third tall down back, Jinby. That's a thumping kick to Kelly. Now to Reid. Chain of hand passes to Flynn. Kicks deep. Here he is again. Waterman's marked it. It's a one-man show up forward for West Coast. This one 25 out straight in front.
Well, they just got to find some footy through the middle of the ground, West Coast, and if they can run and carry, especially with this breeze in the second quarter when they get it over the back. There's certainly one bloke inside forward 50 for West Coast. He's the most dangerous forward on the ground right now. Is Jakey Waterman, and he just needs opportunities.
So Waterman, All-Australian last season. He might have had a bit of a back niggle, I think, in the pre-season for Jake Waterman. That's another one for Jake. He's got 3. West Coast have 3. No behinds, 18 points. They narrow the margin back to 13. 7 gone in the second term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
5 inside 50s to 20. They've gone to Waterman 3 times.
Yeah.
3 goals. He's a very, very good player. That there by Flynn, we spoke about it earlier too. No point mucking around with, especially if you're a ruckman. Just, you know you've got one-on-ones. Get it forward, and Waterman.
I reckon Griffin Logue might have to go to Waterman now. I think he just looks quite dangerous right now. I think they're continuing with Aiden Core, but right now he just looks like he's just got the acceleration, and every time he has led, whether it's actually up at the football or got back behind, it just doesn't look like Core can go with him right now.
So Flynn and Sherry in the ruck again. Free kick, that's going to Flynn. Umpire says no advantage as Liam Duggan tried to send it inside 50.
What
so
do we think about
back.
Duggo in the midfield, mate?
Me?
Liam Duggan,
I like him as a defender, but I can see they're undermanned at the moment. You know, missing Elliot Yeo in there. He's a big out for them.
Harley Reid again sitting on the bench with the doctors, just talking through his injuries.
Big pack crashes. Sherry hits the ground. It's inside West Coast's 50. Archer Reid grabs Comben. The umpire says, I will ball it up 25 metres out in the death pocket, as Xavier Ellis has been calling it today. North Melbourne lead this game by 13 points. That's on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So big thump down there from Flynn. Wanted Archer Reid. Lost the footy. Ends up with Noah Long. That kick goes about 10 metres. Comben flew. That's pushed across the line near the behind post.
Harley Reid certainly bothered about something. You can see that pre-game. We spoke about the fact that he was trying to do some run-throughs by himself. He looked very sore, very tired. He's had his feet re-strapped, taken off, boots on, boots off, and now again speaking to the doctors and the physios.
Tim Kelly grabs it. 3 Roos jump on him. Another ball up.
The big question is, Ambers, if he's injured, why are they playing him in a pre-season game?
Well, that's the question, and I think that's where we've got to at the moment. I think there's been at least 2 or 3 opportunities for him to sit on the bench, but it looks like they're just continuing to work with him right now.
I reckon they just need to get the run into him.
Oh, Tim Kelly through the congestion. Something out of nothing. The Eagles midfielder gets one for West Coast. 4 straight 24. They're taking this game back into their own hands. 4-7-31 North Melbourne. 7-point lead to the Roos. Down to Hamish Brayshaw on the boundary.
Yeah, on Harley Watch. He took both sets of strapping off his ankles at quarter time and then put his boots back on. I reckon he looks a lot more comfortable. He was sitting on the bench then talking to the doctors and physios, but smiling and happy, and he's on the phone to the coach now. I think it might just be a case of he's obviously got something wrong with his feet, but he's taken the tape off. It's relieved a bit of pressure maybe, and I think he wants to keep playing.
They're scoring at the moment, aren't they, West Coast?
Yeah.
Like every time they go inside forward 50, they are looking really dangerous. The issue is they were well and truly beaten around the contest in the first half, but maybe this wind is certainly taking its toll, because right now the scoring end is the end that West Coast are kicking to.
It was 6 inside 50s for 4 goals.
Yeah.
It's a great ratio on the Triple M Red Z letting stats there for Zane.
Leave it to me, Tommy.
I try to give the company a credit and stuff it up. Thank you for your services again, Red Z. Out in the wing here for North Melbourne. So Sullivan by hand, he's looked pretty impressive. Here's Luke McDonald, the former skipper, left foot. Kicks, wants Larky over the back.
Oh.
Big lead came from Zerha. Couldn't bring it down. Baker does well, just toe poke one, ends up with Long. He relieves the pressure and kicks up to the wing. 2-on-1. Here's Owies, Embers man, by hand to Williams. just took too long, tackled, went and got it again, gave it back to Owies. He goes short, Tim Kelly has it, 60 out from goal, spears one into the pocket. Waterman had to spoil, off the ground Brockman, couldn't get boot, taken by Long, gives it to Ryan, and West Coast have 5. Liam Ryan gets his first. 5 straight for West Coast and Embers. That breeze, they're only behind by 1 point.
Well, that's right. 9 goals kicked for the game so far. 8 goals towards the end that the Eagles are kicking with. So it's hard to get a gauge until you see both sides kick with the breeze. Right now, West Coast are looking a lot different team to what they were in the first quarter. They're winning the footy and they're going really long, and they're getting a contest inside forward 50. The North Melbourne defenders right now, when the ball is moving in and getting in there really quick, they are looking quite vulnerable, X.
Absolutely they are, Embers, and the defensive coach at North Melbourne, and they've had 7 inside 50s for 5 goals, and they've been 5 easy goals because the breeze today has made it quite difficult to score from distance, so they certainly need more pressure through the midfield and more pressure in defence.
Archer Reid gets the tap out. Jack Graham's in there for West Coast. Liam Duggan just tries to punch it forward at all costs. Luke McDonald's there for the Rouge. Jack Graham's on top of him. Umpire's thinking about it. Graham just bursts out of that congestion. Well done. Gives it off to Duggan. Reid on the outside of the boot. That was Archer. Stevens tries to take the defensive spoil. Couldn't get a hand on it. Owies back to Brockman. Another one for West Coast. He's nailed it too. They're on fire, the Eagles. 4-7-31 West Coast. 4-7-31 North Melbourne. 6 straight, 36 and going beautifully. West Coast in front by 5 points from the Triple M Beacon trade scoreboard.
Well, North Melbourne would be spewing about some of those opportunities that they missed in the first quarter, 4-7. They really have wasted some opportunities because right now West Coast, they're just taking theirs. They've certainly been able to win some footy through the middle of the ground in this second quarter. They're getting in quick, and now their forwards, they're just having a treat. They're looking very dangerous.
Clearances this quarter, Embers 7-2 favouring West Coast on the Reds Atlantic stats. That was dominated by North Melbourne in the first quarter, and West Coast have just tightened that up, and they're not mucking around. That quick ball inside 50 is really, really rattling the North Melbourne defence.
Here's Jack Darling in the ruck against Archer Reid, and Reid won it. Archer for West Coast, but North get the clearance through Powell. Kicks inside 50. Going back by McGovern.
Jeez, how many times he's done that in his career? Just take an intercept mark. He just knows how to read it. And just had to stand underneath the football. Never nice, but geez, he was strong.
So McGovern, he's out there on that outer wing there. That's where he sends the footy anyway. Owies happy to take Jack Darling over the boundary line. Right in front of the pack of locals out there. Bunbury locals. Heap of people watching through the fence. Free tickets.
X is McGovern, West Coast's most important player.
Most important player? Oh, without Tom Barras, quite possibly. No, I'd say, mate, without the 2 key forwards, they're the most important. They won't score without them. Jake Warnerman, probably.
The boundary thrown on the wing. Strong tackle by Graham.
Let's go. Straight up. That's very good there. They just fed back there, North Melbourne, and well done there, Jack Graham. West Coast supporters would love to see that. The hunt and the tackle. Exactly what North Melbourne did to West Coast in the first quarter. West Coast are starting to get on top now.
Of course, the Richmond recruit kicks into the pocket. Big Bailey Williams goes up high. Good mark, and North now through Sheasel. Gets some run off half back. He runs so hard, Sheasel, and then found Powell. Overlap run comes from McKercher. He hand passed it off. And now Phillips into the middle of the ground. Gets over the top to Larkey. Gives it to Darling. Not sure where to go. Has to backtrack. Goes to Tucker. Now to Stevens. That's a nice ball. Finds Larkey at centre half forward.
He's got a couple of options really deep in North Melbourne's forward line, but he's taken his time. So Eagles defenders trying to get back, and O'Sullivan was still open. He's still open now.
What were they doing?
Instead he goes short to Darling, who then goes short to Tucker, who then goes short to Sheasel. And then he goes short to Luke McDonald. So they've taken their time here, North. Going to have to create something special. Out to Caleb Daniel on the other side of the half-forward flank now. He's about...
Finn O'Sullivan should have had a shot 30 seconds ago.
Handball from Daniel. Gives it to Griffin Logue. Back to Daniel. Normally such a good user of the footy. This time again, he finds Will Phillips.
I reckon they're saying slow it down, but I think they've just got to go to the top of the square here. This breeze, just give their forwards a chance at the top of the square.
Phillips That's where he goes, but it drops a bit short. Liam Baker with the double-fisted spoil. Sheasel throws it on the boot. What's he done? He's fallen short. Jinby's there. Cole, he's going to be happy to see it through. Minor score for North Melbourne. But they are under siege. The West Coast Eagles are charging in this second term. North Melbourne go to 4-8-32. West Coast lead this game by 4 points. 6 straight 36 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So it's McGovern. I reckon he just pumped this long with the wind. Could kick at 70. Just plays on, just trots out, gets about 20 and pokes one to the wing. Gets over the back. Archer Reid, the youngster, just fell over at the crucial time. And the ball goes across the line. Almost smack bang on that outer wing. Caleb Daniels sees it across. The former Bulldog making his first serious appearance for North Melbourne. Will throw it in. And West Coast lead by 4 points. 17 gone here in the second term.
Archer Reid and Jack Darling in the ruck for their teams. Reid, nice tap down to the other Reid, but now it's with Cripps and Jack Graham trying to clear. Sheasel in there for North Melbourne. Archer Reid's got him. They really like Archer Reid. Tall, attacking, sort of big forward, but can play in the ruck. He's the tallest player on West Coast's list, 203 centimetres. And he's in the ruck right now against Jack Darling. A lot of congestion out there on the outer wing. North maybe breaking free now through Sheasel. Gives it off to McKercher.
They run through the middle of the ground. North have the numbers, but they've turned it over because Duggan has it. He hand passes to Ryan, then gives it off. One little kick was no good, looking for Harley Reid. And North have the numbers back here through Powell.
Just don't know why West Coast would muck around with that ball going through the middle of the ground. They've been very successful when they've gone long and got it inside forward 50. And again, Waterman was 1 ounce, but they turned it over.
So here's Power. He goes short. The kick is not great, though. Luckily, it sort of trickles towards Hanson. And he sends it towards Darling and Reid. And Darling used his body well against young Archer Reid. Gives hands off to Hanson, who's kept running. It's good movement from the young fella. He goes short and finds Zerha.
You just got to give Larky a look, don't you?
He's about 80 metres out now. Larky's real deep. Zerha's taken forever to kick it.
Harry Edwards, give him a one-on-one.
He sends it in that direction. Larky at the front. Well done from Edwards. He's spoiled. McKercher's got it. Quick hands out. And now Scott for North Melbourne. Off to Caleb Daniel. Such a clever player. This kick is a nice one. And he finds Tucker, but he's 55 metres out. Very congested forward line for North Melbourne.
And McGovern just sitting there waiting.
Sends it towards the goal square. You've called it beautifully, Zave, because Jeremy McGovern just does what he does best. Right in front of the goal square and takes another intercept grab. West Coast lead this game by 4 points. McGovern's been very, very good today.
He's just so important to him, isn't he? Especially with Harry Edwards in that side. He's young. No Tom Barris. He's very important. If he goes down McGovern, they might be quite vulnerable in that back half. He's going to be super important this year.
They want that kick again. It's coming back through Stevens. Back inside 50 for North. The ball floats out the back. Here's Sheasel. He's been impressive. Hand pass out to Hanson Jr. Spins around. Used his left foot. Cuts back in board. And that's a nice pass being marked by Tom Powell. 40-out slide angle.
Sheasel, Tommy, up to 16 disposals. Really taking control for North Melbourne through the midfield on the Red Z Lenny stats.
Super impressive player.
5 clearances to go with that as well. The most of any player on the ground.
You watch how hard he runs, just leaves the contest, just time and time again. Leaves his opponent kind of just standing still.
Tough kick this one in the breeze. You're going to have to give it a good punch.
The North need this one. There's Tom Powell. It's a big kick, but he's tugged it to the left-hand side, and they get their 9th behind, 4-9-33. West Coast 6 straight, 36. They lead by 3 points. 21 gone here in the second term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Had a good 4 or 5 minutes, North Melbourne. They've just been able to maintain the footy. They're certainly trying to run and carry, but they've used the footy quite well. They just got to see if they can pinch a goal a bit late in this second quarter. Will certainly give them a bit of confidence in the second half.
So McGovern takes a kick in as usual. Found Hunt, who now sends it towards the wing, right in front of us here. Big pack of players flies, and Griffin Logue, the former Docker, very strong.
Did well there, Griffin Logue. He came off Liam Ryan, did very well there, Rhino.
Good to see him back. Didn't play much footy last season. Now North can swing it wide. Bailey Scott's in good position. Just took his time though. Cripps worried him out of the footy, kept the pressure on, and then sees it across the line with throwing on the far side.
The only problem with Griffin Logue taking that big contested mark, he kicked it backwards 25 metres now. It's a 4 or 5 goal breeze that they're facing. So the switch of plays rolled out of bounds on the dead side of the ground. They were never going to score from. And now West Coast can launch it straight back. I would have just taken the ground, Griffin Logue there, and try and get inside 50 as quick as you can.
Flynn and Darling in the ruck. Umpires found a free kick. West Coast Eagles, so Matty Flynn will get a free kick. He's infringed with during the ruck contest by Jack Darling. Flynn, quick hands. Gives it off to Brady Hoff. He says, "You can't catch me, Jack." He runs away from his former teammate who's completely gassed. Hoff sends it inside 50. Where's Waterman? He's going to have to beat 3 players. He's good enough to do that, and this time the handball just trickles out of bounds. Boundary throw in deep in the West Coast Eagles forward pocket. The desk pocket. Hardest spot to kick from in Australia, says Xavier Ellis. It's a 3-point lead to the West Coast Eagles. That's on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Nicknamed the Bermuda Triangle down there.
4 goals 9 to 6 straight from West Coast. That's where the difference is.
Boundary throw in. Thumped away by Jack Darling. Comes up with Tim Kelly, though, who screws one. It's a mark, though, down in defence for North Melbourne. They'll take their time. Nice little sideways kick through Archer, son of one of the greats. And goes short again is McKercher. Had a stack of the footy. What's McKercher's stats, X?
Coming for his 12th disposal, Tommy, but you can see just looking at the ground, he's running on top of the ground. Fino Sutherland's been good as well, but 12 disposals with McKercher. You expect those numbers to get higher and higher and higher as he runs past the handball receive there, but ignored.
O'Sullivan, strong mark under pressure from Hutchinson, then goes short. And then Phillips goes short again and find Darcy Tucker on the wing right in front of our commentary box.
So Tucker, another former Docker, they've got a couple of them. He sends it towards half forward. Big Tristan Sherry can't hold it. Phillips is at the bottom of it, but Jinby charges through with those blonde locks for West Coast. The kick, it's a bit of a chaos ball. Darcy Tucker's going to be the first one to it. It bounces sort of poorly for him. He's looking for the boundary. West Coast jump all over him. Umpire says, I will throw it in. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, Embers.
Poor old Cheeky Waterman was running onto the bench. And then the ball was behind him. They said, mate, turn around and go and get it. So he ran and put some pressure on and tackled. And now he deserves to come off and get a spell.
I would have loved the response if it was Jerry McGovern they told him to turn around and put pressure. I reckon Gov might have told him where to go.
Boundary throw in. Tim Kelly bursts through the stoppage. Left the footy behind, though. Harley Reid takes it and he's tackled strongly. And no surprise, a push and shove down there with Tristan Sherry.
Just 3 disposals today for Harley Reid on the Red Z lending stats.
And he's been nowhere near the footy for most of the day and looks pretty slow, and he's going to make his way into some match game fitness. Now North in defence, here's Darcy Tucker on his right side, little pitching wedge, picks it up. Sherry made a contest, did well, ends up with Graham for West Coast. Sweeping handball back to Tom Cole, kicks it deep inside 50, wanted Bailey Williams, gets out the back. Cripps is there, can't pick up the footy. And the later tackle down in the pocket will throw it up, and West Coast lead by 3 points, 25 gone in the second term.
Just got to hold on here, North Melbourne. West Coast certainly dominated the first 15 minutes of this quarter, kicking 5 goals. North have done pretty well the last 7 or 8 minutes. They just don't want to concede now.
Sheasel and Tom Power trying to work it out of there. Power just throws it on the boot. Geez, that kick's gone real long considering he's into the wind. Over the top, Harry Edwards, quite happy to see the boundary. That's where it gets to. He's on Jack Darling at the moment. We have a boundary throw in on the outer wing, Zave.
Tom Powell, who I think we all agree is in for a big season. A different role last year, tagged at times, chased the footy at times. 16 disposals in this first half on the Red Z lending stats.
Of course, no Luke Parker, no George Wardlaw, and no Jai Simpkins. So 3 of their kind of starting midfielders not playing today for North Melbourne. They're still going out of the centre of the ground. Harley Reid hand pass, that was a little lazy, and then
I don't know what that was.
been cut off. Good tackle though, laid by Tom Cole, turns it over. Reid goes and gets it again, and hand pass again goes to the opposition, to Sherry, to Daniel, now to Stevens. Left foot, out to the wing. Hoff has to be good. Marked though by Zerha.
Zerha sends it towards Sheasel. Geez, that was a good grab from Sheasel. He's about 65 out, just gets on with it real quick, finds Finn O'Sullivan in the pocket. We've loved this kid all day, been really classy, really tough, and he'll have a shot from about 40 metres out. Really tough pocket there. A lot of the Bunbury locals, most of them Eagles fans, surely giving him plenty of advice.
I mean, for his 8th disposal, you're right though, he's found himself in some great positions to find the foot. He could have probably had 12 or 13 in this first half, but you can see how good a runner he is. He just does not stop moving.
So the number 2 pick in last year's draft, Finn O'Sullivan, not going to quite get there. Tim Kelly at the back takes a grab. Nice safe grab from the Eagles veteran. They lead this game by 3 points. We're late in the first half. That's on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, right, I'm watching the second leg of the quad here at Ascot.
How'd you go?
I think we got there. Might still be alive. In the pocket, in the back pocket, is Brockman. He just kicks a high one up to the wing. Flynn in best position. A little shove from Sherry. Ball gets out the back to Sherry, goes to Daniel, then to Tucker, then to Archer, and back to Tucker. Just says I'll slow things down in the shade. West Coast lead by 3 points. Goes short and finds Daniel.
It's going to have a big year, Caleb Daniel. 10 disposals, but just adds a bit of composure, and you know he's always going to use the ball well.
So he's trying to shift it to the other side of the ground. Goes to Griffin Logue. Has a couple of bounces. WA boy. Been playing tour guide apparently for the other North Melbourne players the last couple of days. Sends it towards half forward Zerha, but he was beaten there by Hoff.
Good to see Griffin Logue back. He's missed a fair bit of football with injury and just hasn't had any continuity since leaving Fremantle to head to North Melbourne, but looks like he's had a good pre-season, looking quite strong, and they'll need him this year.
Here's Will Phillips. Been busy too. Top 3 draft pick, just hasn't really been able to cement a spot at this stage for North Melbourne, and now Sheasel has it. He goes backwards towards Phillips again, and bang, he's caught. Umpire says play on. The Eagles have it. They're on the attack.
The kick goes up towards your man, Griffin Logue. Not too far for Waterman. Logue has a heap of time, goes backwards and finds Aidan Core.
Big switch on out here, and it's going to go to the first-year player, Finn O'Sullivan, who just is working his absolute arse off.
But Archer should find O'Sullivan and does. Spotted by X.
He's impressive, Embers.
Yeah, he's moved really, really well. He's obviously got a massive tank and just looks like a genuine footballer.
Reminds me a little bit of like an Isaac Smith, not so much the skill or the kick or whatever, but the way you just see him running past people, just keeps running past opponents and getting to the other side of the ground, does not stop moving.
Now, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, but he missed a bit of footy last year, O'Sullivan, so
he did.
Kind of got drafted on not just talent, but what they saw before the 18s Carnival. Now Sherry, his left foot, inside 50, Larky, one-on-one with Edwards. Edwards did well by hand, goes back to Jinby. Wants his left side, had players short, just punts it long. Bailey Williams got up high, couldn't mark, ends up with Owies. Tapped over the top by Archer Reid. Going back, it's Archer, North Melbourne's Archer. The hand pass off to Tucker, then to Logue. And there's the siren for half-time. West Coast fighting back. Well, they're yet to kick it behind, but they got 6 big ones on the board. 6 straight 36 leads away from North Melbourne. 4-9-33. From Bunbury, here at Hands Oval. And from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
This year on Mick in the Morning, we're giving away the biggest prize on radio. And it's worth over $70,000.
Bang, you got that right.
One listener will be driving away in a brand new Mercedes-Benz GLA 200. So we've named it Mick in the Morning. Genius. Be listening to Mick in the Morning each week to find out how to win Mercedes-Benz Waverley in a class of its own. Visit the award-winning team at 769 Springvale Road, an easy 8 minutes from Chadstone.
Life's more fun when you add Supercoach. It's free to play and there's 50 grand up for grabs. No wonder it's Australia's best fantasy game. Visit supercoach.com.au and play today. T's and C's apply. NSWTP/01005.
At Bunnings, we're a real warehouse, so you get the lowest prices. Stock comes in off the trucks, straight onto the shop floor, and out the door.
Omo 4.2 litre Pro Laundry Liquid, only $34.98. Gurney 3300 High Pressure Washer, $149. Scott's 25 litre Organic Lawn Soil, just $9.75. Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%. Conditions apply. See website for details. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
G'day, Brownie here. The place to watch footy live on Saturdays is on Fox Footy, available on KO Sports. Yep, exclusive live Saturdays every round in Victoria. Can you believe it? Get on board KO Sports and sign up today.
You'd think the best way to buy a mattress is after seeing it in a store, right? Well, actually no. Because getting stuck with something you lay on for a few minutes is actually a huge gamble. And you're paying for huge retail markups too. That's why I love Sleeping Duck and its aerospace creators. They built a high-quality mattress with a firmness adjustment system that allows you to perfect the comfort at home while you're actually sleeping on it. It's so good, it's won a ton of awards and has been taking Australia by storm. So for peace of mind, don't get stuck. Get a Sleeping Duck.
Summer's heating up, but you don't have to sweat it. Cold Flow has you covered with Dakin's energy-efficient reverse cycle ducted and split systems. Plus, you can earn massive rebates through the Victorian Energy Upgrades program. Stay cool, save big, and enjoy summer in total comfort. Upgrade today and beat the heat before it beats you.
Try the new Subway Signature Menu today. It's all your favourites, made with just the right amount of tasty, cravey, cheesy goodness for your shortcut to Tasty Town. Now that's Subway tasty, not the official Subway slogan.
When did dinner become a 5-hour cooking challenge? Forget that. Every Plate's deliciously simple meal kits are affordable, fuss-free, and ready in as little as 15 minutes. Every Plate. Get stuck in.
At Slater & Gordon, we know how much an injury can cost you. Your job, your hobbies, time with your family. That's why our expert lawyers do everything in their power to get you the compensation you deserve. And if we don't win, you won't pay for the work we do, thanks to our no-win, no-fee policy. If you're ever injured, contact Slater & Gordon and we'll take it from here. No-win, no-fee conditions apply. See site for details.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
All right, we are down in Bunbury, about 2 hours south of Perth on the beautiful southwest coast. And it's, well, West Coast did lead the way. They haven't picked behind. They picked 6 straight. North Melbourne, 4-9. They've been the dominant team on the scoreboard with 13 scoring shots, but West Coast have been the more accurate. They lead by 3 points. Tommy Atkinson, Ryan Daniels, Xavier Ellis, Hamish Brayshaw on the boundary, and Andrew Embley as well. And Embers, West Coast fought back with the win there in the second term.
Yeah, we spoke about that, but it wasn't just the wind. We spoke in the first quarter how much North Melbourne just dominated the clearances. They were first, they hunted, and they were a lot more cleaner than West Coast. But whatever Andrew McQualter said to West Coast at quarter time certainly worked, because they were a lot better around the contest in that second quarter. They started to win some full. They run, they carried, and certainly the first 10 minutes or so, every time they went inside forward 50, they scored. They kicked 5 goals within the first 15 minutes off that second quarter, and certainly when they did go long, they looked a lot better. I still reckon at times West Coast overused the footy with hands and sometimes going short. North were able to set back behind the football and win it. But through the midfield, though, I do think North Melbourne, it just looked like they're going a bit better at the moment. That was certainly evident in the first quarter. Davies Uniacke has been fantastic. O'Sullivan, he's going to be a nice kid. Finn O'Sullivan, pick number 2, and just certainly has really covered the ground really well. Sheasel's found lots of football. So a big second half coming up, X.
Massive second half coming up, Embers. I still think it's favouring North Melbourne. 27 inside 50s to 12.
Yep.
That's still going to favour North Melbourne. They just need a kick straight. 4 goals 9 to 6 goals straight. They even won the inside 50s that quarter, North Melbourne. So if they get their midfield of Sheasel, Powell, Phillips has been good, McKercher and those guys, and of course LDU, I feel as though they probably can put a space on them with the breeze this quarter, and then, good luck, West Coast, they need to chase it. There's some players out there at the moment. Again, the defenders are really quite high in the stats. McGovern, who we've spoken about, the appreciation we have for Jeremy McGovern, who just keeps fronting up and lost his sparring partner in Tom Barras this season, obviously moved over to Hawthorn. But Ruben Ginby's shown a little bit coming out of half-back as well. But we don't need to see a lot from the half-back. Yeah. They're under the pump, 12 inside 50s. They should be aiming for 25 inside 50s at a minimum this half, West Coast, so that they can give their forwards a decent look at it, because we have seen the North Melbourne defence haven't really been hammered yet, and they are leaking goals when it goes in. So 6 goals from 12 inside 50s. Throw 25 inside 50s in the second half, and really make Core, who's struggled with Jake Waterman, he could kick a handful today, no dramas about that. And give the other forwards the opportunity to have a look. When they get the ball moving forward, they get it going quickly. They don't muck around with it. They haven't got the skill level to muck around with it, so maybe one handball, two handball, get it going. When they try and flick it around, inevitably there's a turnover for both sides. Really, they're neither side's the highest skilled side in the competition. So use the breeze and the opportunities there. Don't muck around with the football because, as I said, it's just going to lead to a turnover.
And at times in that second quarter, we saw North try to get a loose behind the football, but as you said before, with the inside 50s, North Melbourne actually won.
They won the inside 50s that second quarter. So currently it's 27-12, and the inside 50s that quarter were 11-9.
So North Melbourne certainly, with the way that they played that second quarter, they ran, they carried, they maintained possession of the football. So I think there's something there for West Coast, because if you can actually find a way to get the ball in there, at least you're giving your forwards a chance. And North Melbourne, I think, only kicked the one goal in that second quarter, but geez, they had some opportunities as well.
They did have some opportunities.
And West Coast in the first quarter didn't have any opportunities going inside 450.
They had that one mark, but with about a minute to go before quarter time, I reckon West Coast had one disposal inside 50, and it was the goal that Waterman kicked. So, the blueprints there. North Melbourne, maybe they're probably suited better to that running game. I mean, West Coast midfield of Harley Reid, he hasn't found the football. Tim Kelly's not known these days for the gut running from one side to the other. Whereas North Melbourne, for example, we've seen Fino Sullivan, we've seen McKercher, we've seen Tom Powell, we've seen Sheasel and those guys running from one side to the other. So if West Coast can find the energy through the midfield and off half back and not go sideways and just try and get it going forward quickly and get the overlap, it'll make the wind a lot easier to deal with.
It's from watching up here, X, it's considerable the difference in the spread from the players.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned it then, compared to West Coast, who have Graham and Duggan and Harley, who's just kind of standing around and, to be honest, doesn't look fit.
No, Harley doesn't look fit. We've spoken about it a few times in the call that the warm-up before the game was really unusual, and that was almost like a fitness test before a grand final. I mean, Phil Davis before the Giants grand final out there doing his warm-up. To not run out with the team, then join the team, it was all a bit disjointed, and then came off, took his boots off, put his boots on, got his ankle tapes, took the tape off. It was really disjointed. But to go back to your point about the running capacity of the midfield, look, if there was a 2K time trial between the 10 midfielders that are going to be around the football, I wouldn't be shocked if the first 5 were probably nearly North Melbourne runners.
Probably
That might be that might be one when it is a hot day here, of course, in Bunbury. Maybe the last quarter when West Coast probably will need to kick some goals. Maybe North Melbourne will be able to run and help in defence a little bit more. But, time will tell. They certainly need a 4-goal probably lead going into the last quarter. Just looking at now, the breeze is still tinkling down to the left of the dial, and I think we're in for a good finish.
Choice Hotels around the ground. Rhino, what's the latest you've got for me on Errol Goulden, who suffered that injury the other night?
Yeah, just not long into that game against Gold Coast last night. Errol Goulden, probably one of, if not the best wingman in the game, and such a superb player for Sydney. Fractured ankle, so he's going to have surgery. Had a scan last night up on the Gold Coast. He's had surgery today, so they're not going to muck around. They're going to try to get it fixed. They won't give us a timeline until they've done the surgery, because obviously with a fracture, there's lots of variance in that. It could be a small, could be a massive fracture.
It's half the season though, right?
Oh, you would think so, right? Because, even if it's going to be a minor fracture, you've still got to put a pin in it.
So if they pin it and whatnot, and then you take the pin out, and you leave the pin in. Look, you're speculating, which is always hard.
Exactly.
If you haven't seen the scans, you don't really know what's going on. But I imagine if it's immediate surgery, there's obviously a significant issue there. And it'll be a period of time that's going to be missed, unfortunately, for Sydney, who, with the new coach, of course, Dean Cox, I think I tipped them even to win the flag this year again. I worry about their forward line. Their key forwards, I don't think, are the top 8 key forwards in the competition. But they've still got those midfield of just stars that can run and pressure. And, we forget that they went into the grand final last year. Were they favourites in that game?
They sure were.
Favourites. So,
the best team all year last year.
Don't get me wrong, they got pumped. But we're sort of treating Sydney as though they were, outside the 8 last year. They were the best team all year, had a really horrible grand final. Hawthorn in 2012, they were the best team all year. Probably dominated on grand final, they got rolled. But that just set them up to go bang, 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 really. And I think Sydney this was the chance for that to happen, but they're not going to do it, I don't think, without Errol Goulden.
I was going to say, if they've lost Errol for half a season, let's say it's half a season.
Well, half a season,
we're
play on.
We're guessing here.
Yeah.
All good, but you've still got to get to the right spot in the 8, right?
No, I get that, but you're still going to play enough teams. You're chalking it. When you're the top 2 sides, you're not fearful of probably 13 of them. I think. Yep. Don't get me wrong, you might lose 1 or 2 along the way, but without Goulden, I still think you'd expect to win against 13 or so of those sides. Whereas, they certainly need him back, though.
I think that forward line as well, and you mentioned that still a few question marks on their tools. Joel Amadi.
McDonald and Amadi.
Very good.
McDonald and Amadi.
He's been inconsistent.
And they've moved McCartan forward.
McCartan played forward last night because obviously McDonald's going to miss maybe a few weeks to start the season. So, it'll be interesting to see how they go.
What do you made of the game plan stuff with West Coast? In terms of McQualter, are we seeing them play on at all costs? Are we seeing that helter-skelter, Richmond fast play?
Well, no, because the marks at the moment are 55-27 favouring North Melbourne, so they've held the football. The disposal 194 to 122, so they've had way more ball.
But they're winning the game.
Yeah,
so, this is that Richmond style, right? You don't need to possess the footy. You've just got to get it forward and not necessarily worry about.
I would say it's very lucky it's North Melbourne and not Sydney. Because I think instead of 27 inside 50s to 12, you'd be going at half time with a sword almost through your guts.
With these conditions at the moment, everything West Coast have been working on over the pre-season almost gets thrown
out the door.
How many times would you be running through the middle of the ground, just bombing along every single time? And unfortunately, this is what you're doing today because of the fact that West Coast have got Waterby inside forward 50. It is carrying an extra 10 metres, and when they do that, it looks really, really dangerous. But you're not going to do that, generally during the season. So, and also, they're not really switching too much. Like definitely in that first quarter when they were pinned in their back half, they were going to the outer side. Now they came to the broadcast side a couple of times, but it's almost like let's just keep the ball on the other side because, as you mentioned, it's extremely hard to kick goals from that outer side.
Would you, if you're Andrew McQualter and they had 2 or 3 inside 50s in the first quarter? So what they didn't work regardless. Yeah. It's a practice game. You're going to run into tougher conditions during the season. Would you like him to say, look, guys, out of defence, let's try and come to the open side, at least for the first 10 minutes, just to see if you can get some overlap and some run and some carry and enjoy it a bit.
And I think they did that towards the end bit there of the first quarter. But the thing in the first quarter for mine was that, your mids are getting beaten up.
Yeah, okay?
So they're the ones that have to get their hands on the football and start getting the game going their way.
In other words, wrap it up, Embers.
Wrap it up.
Like the Academy Awards, mate. They're playing the music.
So who's North Melbourne leave behind to get Embers?
This is the halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. West Coast lead by 3 points after the break. We'll get the guys' season predictions for 2025. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Melbourne, weekdays from 6. It's Mick in the Morning. Mick in the Morning with Roo, Titus and Rosie.
People, you think chocolate milkshake straight off the bat. Not me.
No, not you.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
A vanilla milkshake. It's got everything I want, nothing I don't need.
A little bit of malt?
If I'm feeling frisky.
Oh, look out, he's put the malt in.
Start your day with Mick in the Morning. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's Triple M.
Back from a holiday road trip? Get your car checked at Rapid Tune. We'll keep you moving.
Try the new Subway signature menu today. It's all your favourites, made with just the right amount of tasty, cravey, cheesy goodness. Now that's the Subway to Tasty Town, where that sub is the mayor. But you're also allowed to eat the mayor.
You can enjoy an award-winning personal loan with zero establishment fee when you apply for a Latitude personal loan by the 6th of March 2025. Latitude loans can be used for all kinds of things, like a new car, your dream holiday, a much-needed renovation, or simplifying debt, with weekly, fortnightly or monthly repayment options available. Apply online in under 7 minutes, and if approved, we'll waive the loan establishment fee. That's a saving of $395. Establishment fee waived until 6 March 2025. T's and C's apply.
At Bunnings, we work hard to bring you the lowest prices, and we're committed to it. Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%. Conditions apply. See website for details.
You'd think the best way to buy a mattress is after seeing it in a store, right? Well, actually no. Because getting stuck with something you lay on for a few minutes is actually a huge gamble. And you're paying for huge retail markups too. That's why I love Sleeping Duck and its aerospace creators. They built a high-quality mattress with a firmness adjustment system that allows you to perfect the comfort at home while you're actually sleeping on it. It's so good, it's won a ton of awards and has been taking Australia by storm. So for peace of mind, don't get stuck. Get a Sleeping Dark.
When did dinner become a 5-hour cooking challenge? With Every Plate's deliciously simple meal kits, it can be ready in as little as 15 minutes. You don't need dozens of pots that coax flavours into perfection. Some recipes just need one. And forget the 15 steps or ingredients harvested by moonlight. Every Plate uses 4 easy steps and pre-portioned ingredients. Every Plate. Get stuck in.
Finding the best schools and teachers in my area, discovering new extracurriculars, plus back-to-school advice. Education updates. That's news to me. Visit the Herald Sun today.
Get the new iPhone 16e at Officeworks. Built for Apple Intelligence and powered by the A18 chip. Shoot super high-resolution photos with the 48-megapixel Fusion camera and with super-sized battery life. Available at Officeworks from $997.
You've always had a way with words. But when the biggest branch on the biggest tree fell onto your car, you discovered a whole new vocabulary. Mostly unrepeatable. Luckily, you have UE Comprehensive Car Insurance, which covers you for what life, or an aggressive gum tree, unexpectedly drops on you. You'll always be you. So get car insurance that's a bit more U-shaped. UE. You insured. Product issued by UE Pty Limited. Consider the PDS and TMD at UE.com.au to decide if it's right for you.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
We're down in Bunbury for the AAMI Community Series game. It's West Coast who lead the way, 6 straight, 36 from North Melbourne, 4-9-33. If you're not sure where Bunbury is, about 2 hours south of Perth on the beautiful southwest coast. Not too far away from Ember's little a jaunt down there, about half an hour away, Embers, your place down there?
No joint down there. The wife's family have got a place down there, not too far from here. It's a good part of the world, the southwest, isn't it?
Beautiful spot. Xavier Ellis for the Triple M Red Zed lending stats for the first half.
Yes, let's start with West Coast, of course, as they are leading the game by 3 points. The score being 6 goals straight, 36 to 4 goals 9 to 33. Jeremy McGovern's had 10 disposals. Ruben Jimby's had 10 disposals. Liam Baker in his first half serious practice match had 9 disposals. Tim Kelly through the midfields had 9 disposals as well. For North Melbourne, Harry Sheasels had 19 disposals. Tom Powers had 18 disposals. Will Phillips 13 and McKercher Tucker have had the 12 with LDU as well. Tristan Cherry, I know that some people see the importance of him in the fantasy game. He's had 10 disposals, 15 hit-outs, 5 clearances, 5 tackles. He has had a reasonable day. The disposal count far and away favouring North Melbourne. 194 disposals, 122. That inside 50 count, 27 to 12. The clearances did become a fair bit more even in that quarter, 18 to 16 favouring North Melbourne on the Triple M Red Z lending stats.
I missed your start there with West Coast. Harley Reid, how much of the footy has he had?
Harley Reid has not been cited too much. Give me a sec. He's had the 5 disposals. He's had 1 kick, so 4 handballs in there, which we know he missed a couple of those targets there. So Harley's had a very, very quiet first half. He's heading to the first set of bounce, but there's been a fair bit going on there. I can't work it out.
He's had an interrupted pre-season. They did say about 3 weeks ago they were going to start working him up. So, I mean, it's getting to the point where he has to be ready to go.
That's why they haven't pulled him from the
They just want match minutes.
They need legs. They need time in him.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you can have a big second half here for the West Coast Eagles out at Hands Oval in South Bunbury. It's looking absolutely superb out here. 8,000 packed in. There'll be 13,000 when it comes back in round 13. These two teams clashing in an AFL game here. First ever home and away fixture in Bunbury. It's going to be magnificent for the locals and for those around here too. Bustleton and Harvey.
And North Melbourne's bank balance. Here's Tom Atkinson for the start of the second half.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Thank you, Rhino. Out of the middle. It's Flynn and Sherry again. Just like rugby, scrum it, push it forward. The way of West Coast, and Hunt tries to burst through. Can't get the footy, ends up with Flynn. He's tackled by Sherry. Gets a boot to the ball though, a little spinny torpedo to half forward. No mark taken. Players dive in there. Here is our man Harley. Gets a kick, kicks it long, wants Waterman. Over the back, Archer Reid pumped it back to Waterman. Waterman can snap. And this is It's his first behind.
Clever from Archer Reid there, wasn't it?
Nice little bit of fancy stuff from Archer Reid. 6-1, West Coast 37, lead 4 points. 60 seconds gone here in the third term. Triple M Bunnings Trade Scoreboard X.
Sorry, Tommy, just let me know when that 7'2" bloke standing in front of me moves on so I can see the game.
He's the biggest person at the arena, and he's right in front of us.
Aaron Sanderlands.
I cannot see anything in this front 2/3 of the ground.
A bit of Quinton Lynch about him. Don't you reckon?
He's a unit.
Side on profile. Big fella.
Go tell him to move, Zane.
No, I'm good.
Maybe we send him to that room where the free food is, the cheese platter. Did you hear about that, Embers?
No, I missed that one.
They sent us to get us some food. I walk in.
Yeah.
It's a function for like members and supporters. There's a chease board and like honey and stuff.
Tommy's in his thongs.
Just straight out.
More importantly, Embers, did you find the kids?
I found the kids.
And in?
We've got the kids in. They were a little bit panicky there for a while. They were by themselves.
They're sitting in the back of the box. They look super happy to be here, Embers.
Well, nothing's happened in the game of football because it's just been out on the outer wing there, and we've had about 3 boundary throw-ins.
We just sent one of our engineers down.
Oh, no. I was only joking.
No. He's told the big fella to move.
He's pointing at you.
No.
I think he said Xavier Ellis would like you to move.
Oh, no.
Liam Baker sent it inside 50.
He's driving a Ford Ranger. It's parked.
I'm going to have to leave at 3/4 time.
He's a big bloke too.
All right, Finn O'Sullivan's got the footy for North, and he sends it back to that outer wing. Nothing has happened, Tommy.
I'm glad he doesn't know who I am. That's a big win.
Oh, goodness me.
He looked hungry too.
He did. He wanted to fight. Harry Sheasel starting this quarter on the bench. I wonder how much game time they're looking to get into Harry Sheasel. 19 disposals in the first half. 6 clearances to lead the way for North Melbourne.
Geez, blood rule for Will Phillips is a fair bit of claret coming out of looks like the eyebrow.
Clarko would love that, wouldn't he?
Well, Harry Sheasel's just put the mouth guard in, so that's answered that question pretty quickly.
He's been impressive, hasn't he? Finn O'Sullivan.
Will Phillips?
Will Phillips has been very impressive too, so has Will Sullivan.
Doesn't he play cricket for Victoria somewhere?
We'll get there.
He's the captain of the Renegades, I think.
Will Sullivan.
Not even close. We've just been thrown off by the fact that Zabe might be in a fight after the final siren today.
I'm going to have to go early with one too because I won't last long.
Tell you what, I've been waiting for someone to punch you for a while.
Punch before you get punched. The ball's at half forward here for North Melbourne. Pretty slow start to this third term. We're here from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Out near the boundary line, goes across the boundary line near Dylan Stevens, as we'll see on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. The claret just coming out. And the Phillips down there.
There's a bloke out there in a blue shirt. I've got the binoculars. He's got 4 Great Northerns. He's had a drink from 3 of them as I've been watching him.
It's a real Swan Districts kind of Canberra field.
It's fantastic.
Out there on the hill.
Tim Kelly's handball finds Brady Hoff. McGovern just footy slips out of his hands. Darling grabs it. Hoff grabs him.
I reckon he dived on it. He might be in trouble here.
Yep, holding the footy. That's against Jack Darling.
As soon as you don't get the too high free kick, it's game over. Tim Kelly he's hobbling a little bit behind the play too.
How have you seen Jack Darling's game? Hold on, we'll come back to that in a moment because Jaden Hunt's streaming across that outer wing, sends it towards the 50-metre arc. Can Liam Ryan keep it in? No, he can't. Fast start from Jack Darling, but what have you made of his game today so far against his old side?
Well, the first quarter, I think he was near on best on ground. He's had the 7 disposals, kicked the 3 behinds. You turn that around and he's kicked the 3 goals. You'd say he's been North Melbourne's best forward, but end of the day, the three behind. So I think it's been serviceable. He's done a little bit of work in the ruck as well.
And no forwards have really had an impact against the Breeze. So he's certainly his first quarter was, as you said, very good and should have hit the scoreboard a few times.
Free kick to Jamie Cripps. To tell you the truth, I forgot he was playing today, Jamie Cripps. What's his stats on the Triple M Red Z Lenders?
He's had a 3 disposals, Cripper, today.
Yeah, short Jamie Cripps. That's a shocking kick. He wanted Liam Ryan, but he's just turned it over. And LDU has it about 40 out from his own goal. He'll try and stab a pass short and find Jack, who's marked it. That's Jack Darling playing for North Melbourne. Gets a run through from Caleb Daniel, his fellow recruit, goes short and finds Sheasel in the middle of the ground.
They definitely want to maintain possession of the football here, North. No, look at that.
Oh, beautiful kick.
Wow.
Sheasel, Finn O'Sullivan just charging through from outside 50. He's had a ping. It's to the left. Geez, that was beautiful to watch. If you're a North Melbourne supporter watching that is the future right there. Sheasel, beautiful kick. Finn O'Sullivan misses on the run from 50, but that was very, very nice.
Embers, did you ever try one of those kicks in your 200, 300 games? That was unbelievable.
That's so good. Oh, how good. The confidence of a kid in his third year to hit, Finn O'Sullivan in his first game. Should have finished off. Would have been wonderful set play.
No. Stay here. End zone. Someone end zone. Yeah, I'll go back.
Half forward here for North Melbourne. Boundary throw in. Flynn up against Sherry. And Flynn done most of the rocking all day. It's a nice tap down to Harley. This is where he does his best footy, Harley Reid, and kicks to his namesake in Archer Reid.
Did well there, Archer Reid. Strong in the contest.
Hand pass off to Kelly. Comes streaming past, and that is an awful kick. Flower bag, wobbler, inside 50. But they do well, West Coast. Ends up with Graham. Not his best effort, left foot. Kicks it, turns it over. Tucker has it now for North Melbourne. Making clear through McKercher.
McKercher sends it towards us in the broadcast side. McGovern and Darling just wrestling for the footy. Darling grabs it, McGovern grabs him. Gets the hands out, but straight to Jinby. Umpire says holding the man. And Darling's going to get it back. McGovern held on a bit too long.
Bit going on here.
It's on here. Harley's on top of the pack. Might give away 50 if they're not careful. Darling's got the kick. The umpire says get on with it. And he does. He goes short to Luke McDonald, who then goes to Caleb. Has to play on. Liam Ryan's all over him. And then Sheasel. A nice save kick back to Darling where it all started, who will then just hold it up for a moment.
Since you asked about Darling, he's been best on ground.
Okay.
He's had about 5 touches.
A few jeers there from the crowd. Was that for him or was that for the umpire?
He's got to give Larky a look here.
So Sherry has it. Gives it to the smooth-moving Sheasel, who gets to 50 and pumps it home. He is a super impressive footballer, Harry Sheasel. That's the best bit of footy we've seen all afternoon. North Melbourne get their 5th, 5-10-40. They lead by 3 points. 8 gone here in the third term. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Nice finish from a very good footballer, going to be around for a long time. Makes a big difference when you got your bigs that can take marks down the line. That's what Big Sherry did, and he just moved so well there, Sheasel, to get front and square. Quick little handball and just to flush it from 50.
I got some good news, X.
Yes.
I had a report from the little running downstairs with your mate down there. Apparently he turned around and said, I'm not moving for that bloke. And he goes, who? He goes, no, Xavier Ellis. He goes, I thought you meant Will Schofield. I like Xavier Ellis.
Oh, jeez, goodness me. I'm nervous. Anyway, Harry Sheasel, 22 disposals, Embers, and Sherry too just gave the handball, didn't overcomplicate it. The big fella, the ruckman took the mark, give it to the good kick.
So Sherry back in the ruck doing what he does best. Will Phillips back on from that blood rule. Quick hands out the side to Dylan Stevens. He sends it inside 50, looking for a mark. McGovern's there, but at that back, Paul Curtis. He read it beautifully. Larky was the target, but at the back was Curtis, and he just sitting waiting and took it quite easily. So he'll have a shot in the death pocket, as Xavier's been calling it all day.
Has the wind dropped a fraction?
Oh, don't back out now.
No, it's a death pocket. But
so this is the spot. I think there was 4 or 5 missed from here in the opening term. In comes Paul Curtis. North Melbourne are back in front. This would stretch the lead a little bit. It's gone far to the left, so the pocket stays with its status.
Don't ever doubt the pocket, Ryan.
Never doubt the pocket. 5-11-41 North Melbourne. They lead West Coast 6-1-37.
Just going to take some of these opportunities at the moment. We saw North in the first quarter with the breeze just miss a few, and West Coast certainly will be coming home with the breeze. They want to be up by 3 or 4 goals.
So the Eagles send it towards the outer wing, but Finn O'Sullivan, geez, he's been good. He is a real special talent. North Melbourne have got another one. They got 12 first-round draft picks playing today. O'Sullivan sends it inside 50. Zerha, but at the back is Hanson. He's got 5 Eagles trying to track him. Gets a handball out to Curtis. Jack Graham's all over him. That's going to be holding the footy. And Ruben Jimmy wants to play on. He's got nowhere to go, though. Goes back to Hunt. Hunt sends it towards the wing. The Roos are going to be all over this one. Griffin Logan, Caleb Daniel, but Liam Ryan did really well. Tapped it to himself. He's got a running mate in He's just lost the footy. He didn't know what to do with it. He could have handballed it to Owies. He could have kept going, and he did half of each.
He tried to bounce it, and the ball just didn't come back to him, the poor bloke. They're off to the races there. He bounced it, and unfortunately he couldn't catch it again. And good pressure there by Caleb Daniel.
It's bound with throw-in on the wing. Jack Graham couldn't take it. Sheasel could. Gave it to Sherry and just punts one to half forward in front of McGovern. Goes across the line. We'll throw it in on the 50-metre line. Liam Ryan's lost his boot. It's North that lead the way by 4 points, 11 gone in the third term.
Jack Graham's a little sore for West Coast after that bit of play, but we'll keep an eye on him. Umpire throws it in. Sheasel, it's been all over the ruck today. Ruben Ginby has it for West Coast now. Throws it on the boot. Sends it towards that wing. Liam Ryan flies. He's going to get a free kick.
Liam Ryan with one shoot.
I reckon he'll try and take off too.
Harley throws him his shoe back.
Good news is the shoe's on his right foot.
What's your expectations this season for Liam Ryan, members?
I'm really glad that he's been able to have a pre-season. He's obviously that hamstring injury. He's taken a while to recover from that.
Hunt sends it inside 50. No one able to take it cleanly. Brockman's there for West Coast. Archer charges through. His handball went straight to no one, though. Cole. Now Archer again gets a second chance. Phillips. Archer involved again. He's had 3 touches in this space. Always is there for West Coast with Hanson Jr. there for North. McGovern just slams Constanti into the ground. That's going to be a free kick to West Coast.
Yeah, I think it's got to go to Tristan Sherry. I think he thumped Jack Graham into the ground.
I think it was Jack Graham that he might have been the one that knocked over Bailey Scott.
He was too
having a little look here. Yeah, he got him really good there.
Yeah.
North.
We'll follow up. Kick goes into the pocket, marked by Griffin Logue down there.
What do you reckon, Embers, about that? A young side, you've split a young fella down the middle. I know you gave away the free kick.
Yeah.
Ruckman trying to level up.
Yeah, that's certainly the Clarko method, isn't it?
Over the top here, North Melbourne looking to run. Curtis is there. He's got Bo Allen there for company. The youngster did really well, made it a 50-50, and now it's held the footy up. McGovern's in there now, the veteran, and slows things down. Well done to Bo Allen. North Melbourne could have been out there. They lead this game by 4 points.
So they throw it up, and Sherry and Flynn again. Trying to burst his way through there. The West Coast is getting in trouble down there. Tom Cole's not happy, just had a crack at Sherry.
The umpire just said to Tristan Sherry, do not do that again.
Backside.
Scolding.
What did he do?
No, he dived on the pack. It wasn't a free kick, but he was trying to hurt the Eagles player underneath it.
Sherry taps it down into space. Here's LDU.
So strong.
Wrapped up though, but got his hand passed away. Ends up back with Sheasel. He goes back to Caleb Daniel by hand. This kick's going to go deep, I reckon. Kick to a dangerous position. Touch footy, play on. Flynn just tapped it down. They've got numbers down here. West Coast. Jimby grabs it. He's wrapped up though by Zerha, going nowhere.
Now LDU's just hobbled. Didn't get off the ground for about 20 seconds, and he's walking to a defensive position, not going into the stoppage here. Might have just had the wind taken out of him, and hopefully that's all.
Zerha has a crack, but as you can hear, it's touch play on, which means we'll have a behind there for North Melbourne. Just the minor score. This Ayres come out of this game in his third term. It's a 5-point lead to North Melbourne.
Bloody into it. I'm not going to leave the box for 3 days until that bloke goes home.
We've got a spotter on it. Make sure he goes.
That's all right. I've got massive chafe. I'll be able to walk away.
Dave ran 9 Ks this morning. 9.5?
No more, mate.
10.
I'm a diesel engine. And the chafe is really sore.
You're still using that the nappy cream for that X?
Didn't today.
McGovern's marked it deep in defence. Goes short and finds Tim Kelly. It's got better as the game's gone on, Tim Kelly. Goes short and finds Brockman at half-back. They want to go fast. Graham by hand to Hoff. The overlap run. He goes long. Ryan's out the back. The kick fell short, though. Archer Reid couldn't mark. Thumped away. O'Sullivan by hand and finds LDU.
Looks okay, LDU's moving all right. Sheasel gives it off to Will Phillips. It's been good today. The kick not perfect, but it might still work. Larky's got some time. Little chip kick over the top to Hanson. Umpire says it was 15. He goes real quickly and finds Tom Powell in the death pocket, slightly to the centre, so he should be okay. And we'll be at 25 metres out.
I think that's just the difference in midfield running power there. Embers, they fought, got the turnover, and then straight back through the corridor. Finn O'Sullivan, then it went to LDU, and by the time everyone had caught up, Larkey was out the other side, and Tom Powell also was amongst it, managed to keep going forward and has an opportunity here to add to his 18 disposals.
Such a prolific ball getter, Tom Powell. Could have a really nice season coming up.
Kick.
And that kick is beautiful, straight through the middle, in the death pocket if you don't mind. North Melbourne pulling away again. They move to 6-12-48, the West Coast Eagles 6-1-37. That's on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Just got caught on the counter attack there, didn't they, West Coast? They went the run and the carry. They certainly were able to link up, but when they went to half forward, they got a good contest, but unfortunately it was Liam Ryan. He was trying to get to the back of the contest, and once the ball went to the front, North Melbourne just out-crumbed West Coast, and once they won the footy, then on the counter-attack, West Coast defenders, they were just vulnerable. They were out of position. Their mids were too, and North were able to get the overlap, and just they were certainly composed when they went inside forward 50 to find Phillips.
Cross Hotels around the ground, X. There's a big NBL game on this afternoon.
Wildcats, of course, the Perth Wildcats. Lockie Reid calling that game, so good luck to the Cats against Melbourne United. Do or die for the Cats tonight.
Losing they're out, and it could be Bryce Cotton's last game for the Wildcats.
Oh, what do you know, Tommy?
Well, Lockie reported it might be a $2 million offer from a Japanese team. Jeez.
Wow. I know where I'd be at. Can hit you up.
Right.
This kid's been ultra impressive. Finn O'Sullivan, again, just composure, nothing great, just found the target he wanted, winning conditions, and hit the target. And away you see these midfield surge runners. McCurch is going, Finn O'Sullivan's going again.
What's his numbers, X, Finn O'Sullivan?
He's had Embers up to 14 disposals. And he's number one on the ground for the Kangaroos metres gained. So he's getting it and taking some distance.
He's playing on the wing, and the skill level is just far better for North Melbourne. That kick down from McCurch was about 40 metres, and it was precision. Ends up now with Jack Darling, who thumps it to the top of the square. Jinby over the top.
Oh, geez, that's a bit harsh, I reckon. Like Sheasel there, he might have jumped back of the pack. Thought he might have got all hands on that. Umpire said it was touchdown.
So we're right on the 50-metre arc for North Melbourne. Darling and Archer Reid. McCurcher read it beautifully. Throws it on the left boot. It's into a dangerous spot, but it might just carry a little bit too far with the wind there. A minor score for the Roos. 6-13-49. They're 2 goals in front of the West Coast Eagles. 6-1-37 here at Hands Oval in Bunbury on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Are we staying the night, guys, and having a team meeting somewhere, or what are we thinking?
I think it's is it the Forest Hotel? Is that what it's called? Down here?
That where we'd go?
Visit multiple.
What's the nightclub down here, Embers? You'd know for sure.
Geez, no, it's been a while since I went to a nightclub.
The Prince of Wales, it is, gentlemen.
Yes, that's the one.
I'm not sure where we're going to put the kids, but we'll have to do something with them as the ball's now on the wing. Archer Reid just tries to force his way through. He's wrapped up, though, and a nice tackle down there from Caleb Daniel.
What about Embers? Couldn't get his kids into the ground, but we'll get him into a bar.
Oh, Embers, nice to see you again. Straight through. Unclip the rope.
So it sends it towards West Coast forward line. Jeez, I've liked Archer Reid a little bit today, guys. He's just...
At least he's presented,
Brian. The contest.
Yeah.
It's been an almost game, hasn't it? He's almost plucked a few nice ones.
Umpire just telling everybody off today. There's a lot of naughty boys out there.
Yeah, hang on, mate. Just put your shoe on. Put your shoe on.
Don't...
You can hear him there.
We haven't got time to put his shoe on.
Time's off.
Still waiting for the shoe to go on for Jack there. You might need some help with the laces, boys.
What are we waiting for the shoe? So
I don't know.
Throw it up and you can put the shoe on or not.
So if the midfielders lost their shoe, they said, sorry, stop play.
This is still going. We're still waiting for Jack Darling's shoe to be laced up.
Could be taking a while for a double knot from Jack.
He's just done it then. We're back on.
Tommy with a whack.
Jeez, Tommy. What you got against Jack? Ball thrown in. Darling can't get a hand on it, even with the 2 shoes on. Breaking through Davey Shuniak. Well done by Brockman. Spoiled the handball. Quick one out from Jack Graham. Duggan there, the co-captain. His co-captain isn't there today, Oscar Allen's got a family wedding. Missing the pre-season game for that. So good luck to Oscar and his family there. I'm sure it's a great day.
I'm surprised you haven't done a little sleuthing and worked out which member of the family is actually getting married.
Oh, give me 10 minutes.
Boundary throw in the pocket here. Flynn on that tap. Graham created some space. That space was used by LDU though, and then by McDonald. Back to Davies Uniacke. And big Charlie Comber just takes his time and just hoofs one, a big 60 metres out towards Larkey. Spoiled though by McGovern. And here's Dewar onto the ground. First time we've seen him. He just kicks it. It's a nice looking ball. Didn't quite get there though to Owies. Archer made a presence for North Melbourne. And Waterman played for the free kick. Didn't get it. And the umpire's happy with that.
Who's the umpire congratulating it? Is it a player or is he an umpire running in good pattern?
Terrific. He's telling himself he blew the whistle well.
Very good. I'm loving the umpire's commentary. He's pushing the back here. So Matt Owies, Ember's man.
Ember's his man.
Get into cracky. He's probably a bit too far out. Kick is short to Liam Duggan, who's right on the 50-metre arc.
This might be a helicopter if he sends it.
He's gone short too, and that kick hasn't hit the target. Tim Kelly's dragged it in, but he got it out quick enough. Duggan, clever little tap. Hutchinson, Baker, he's just trying to tap it forward volleyball style, and he's being held. He did that well, Liam Baker. He was in a bit of a no-win situation, and he's come out pretty well.
I think he's a bit lucky.
I think he's very lucky.
He fumbled the ball. He actually just fumbled it.
That was part of the plan. He sends it deep inside 50. Big Matty Flynn at the back.
Oh, this will hurt North Melbourne.
Strong grab from the big ruckman for West Coast.
What's the win worth, Embers? How close to West Coast?
Hard to say, but West Coast. If West Coast kick this goal, I mean, North would want to be up by 4 goals in the last quarter.
I'm just going to need someone to cut this game so I can go home and watch the replay.
They must watch.
A lot of action this half.
Here comes Matty Flynn, the big fella, almost directly in front. Thump the footy as hard as he can. They're going mad in the back of the goals here down in Bunbury, and you can tell by the cheers that it is a goal for the West Coast Eagles. They get one back. They move to 7-1-43. North Melbourne 6-13-49. So a 1-goal lead to the Roos on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
West Coast done pretty well this third quarter. They've certainly been able to match it with North through the middle of the ground. They were just dominated in that first quarter, and North didn't take their opportunities. West Coast did in the second quarter, and it's been very even in this third. So right now, certainly Andrew McCalter would be wrapped with the way that West Coast have been able to fight it out, but North just got to get going now. They've got to start winning some footy through the midfield and start scoring really late here.
Yeah, good point, mate. 6-10 favouring West Coast in the clearances and 8-all in the inside 50s. When you're going against a 3 or 4 goal breeze, that is a fantastic effort on the Triple M Red Z lending stats.
We haven't heard from Hammer in a while either. Just going to check in, make sure he's okay. Doing some Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy in the middle of the ground. Just a toe poke forward for North, but Baker hit it hard, picked it up. Just a big 360 tackle laid on him, and Harley goes in. He's holding the footy. That was fast and advantage paid. Dewar kicks out into open space. Here comes big Bailey Williams. Ball beats him across the line. We'll throw it in downstairs to Hamish Brayshaw for Bob Jane T. Marks.
This is a spectacle down here. Ruben Jimby's on the trainer's bench, and he has he's been hit with cramps. It's been sniped in the hammy. He's gone through about 4 bottles of that pickle juice, and every second he looks like he's all right, he just goes bang again. And it's a shocking spot to be in for the big fella.
A lot of twitch fibres in those muscles too. He is a big boy. Gonna have a big season, Ruben Jimby, I reckon.
Eye contact.
Griffin Loeb's going to get a free kick here on half-back. A couple of overzealous Eagles tacklers.
Yeah, I just think it was a bit of an accidental. The tackle was going to ground. The West Coast player who came in to help just went straight into him.
We saw a big tackle from Harley Reid a minute ago. He hit LDU hard and got him holding the footy. That's the kind of stuff we want to see from Harley. He's just working his way into it. Meanwhile, the ball's worked its way up to the wing. Big Matty Flynn's on the ground. Bailey Scott rips it out of there for the Roos. Gives it to Zerha. He just pounds the footy as hard as he can. And Larkey, strong grab right on the 50-metre arc in front of Harry Edwards. Can almost launch it from here, Suvlaki.
I reckon if he goes with an empty goal square, you'd be tempted to give it a whack.
He had a shot in the first quarter, though, and he kicked it out of bounds on the full. So he might have lost a little bit of confidence from that. It's going to take his best effort because, as we've seen, you really got to go left-hand goalpost from here, and when you're pushing it that wide, we'll wait and see.
It's 55 metres out when he kicks it. It's going to have to be a thumping kick. It is just that, but it's to the right, so easily cleared the distance. Minor score there for Nick Larkey. North Melbourne move to 6-14-50. West Coast 7-1-43. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Bad kicking's bad football, isn't it? 7 goals won West Coast. North Melbourne 6 goals 14.
Liam Duggan's gone back. I know they tried to play him through the midfield through pre-season. He's not a midfielder. He's a defender, and he looks a lot more composed back there.
Who else they got? No, really. I just got a text message then about the North Melbourne midfield saying which ones of these wouldn't play in West Coast midfield. LDU, Simpkin, Power, Sheehan, McKercher, Phillips, Parker and Daniel maybe. Like, it's very, very thin in the West Coast midfield.
Yeah, with no Elliot Yeo, and they've got Jack Graham in there, and once you move Ruben Jimby out to defence, they're pretty light on, and here's Harley, beats one, can't beat a second.
Play on, umpire.
Has to be holding the ball.
Oh, he broke 3.
No,
I think that was
absolutely holding the ball.
Yeah, I think that
Come
was
on.
He might take on 3 or 4, and
I think one of the problems too for West Coast midfield is their running capacity. You have Harley in there. You have Elliot Yeo when he comes back, more an attacking option like Tim Kelly. They found it over though, and here's Harley's got it again by hand. That was nice. Out in front, gave it to Baker. Little spearing ball. Here's Long, with a man on in the pocket, and here's the other Reed.
just go back now. Doesn't have to rush it. Well done. That's very good ball, West Coast.
What a handball by Harley Reid.
Yeah.
Handballs are an underrated skill. So many times that handball's to a hip or loaded towards the knees and it just slows the passage of play. That was a beautiful handball.
And this is a tough kick because he's about 25-30 out right pocket, but the ball's going away from him, so he's going to have to kick it. Oh, listen.
Go on, mate.
If he kicks it, it'll be the best goal of the day because he's going to have to punch it really, really hard, and it has to be at the right-hand goalpost.
Could end up in a forward pocket.
Second-year recruit.
Oh,
I reckon that was off the side of the boot. It started at the right point post and almost came all the way back, but hit the goalpost, so on behind for Archer Reid, who has done some nice things this afternoon. He played some good footy in the waffle in the back end of last year, kicking some goals, playing forward, and good to see him getting a go today in front of Jack Williams, who was so impressive for West Coast last year.
Aiden Core sends it towards the wing. Yeah, you're right, Tommy. That is a big call because Williams had some good moments last year, so they must really think quite highly of Archer Reid. Tom Cole's going to get a free kick for high contact against Jack Darley. You can hear the umpire telling Jack off. Very vocal umpires down here at Bunbury today.
Been a very good quarter by the Eagles. They've certainly been able to really hold North Melbourne, those inside 50 entries. They've just got to hold here and get to three-quarter time.
Cole sent it towards the 50-metre arc with big Charlie Comben with the intercept mark for North Melbourne.
Just a minute to go. North really need to try and get another on the scoreboard here.
He had a good season last year, Charlie Comben. Ball kicked out to the wing, just pushed across. Looking forward to seeing what Terrell Dewar can do in the second half. Playing on the wing, he's probably competing with Hutchinson for that spot. Now that Ryan Marrick's been made a permanent defender, not playing this afternoon.
He's excellent in their match sim against Richmond, Tommy. Tyrell Dewar, he's a really X-factor player, makes things happen.
So on the wing, thrown in. Here's Tommy Cole, the veteran, takes it, and then it's almost a throw. In fact, it's a high contact. It's a free kick to Tom Cole. He's at half-back here for West Coast. They trail by 6 points. We're almost at three-quarter time. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
So Tommy Cole, the premiership defender for the West Coast Eagles, takes on Hanson and sends it towards that wing. Time ticking. Big Sherry at the front of the pack. Umpire says pushing the back. You're going to get a free kick. About 50 seconds to go, so plenty of time for North Melbourne to manufacture one more score. Ump says, play on, you got to go, Tristan. And he does. Gives it off to McKercher. Just another one of these high-quality, high picks. Sheasel at the back of the pack, couldn't quite hold the footy. Curtis, Cole's got him round. Very high tackle. Umpire says you can't play on. No advantage given, so he'll take a shot from the death pocket, deep in the death pocket, Paul Curtis.
And only 30 seconds left. Look at that tackle when he took him to ground. It's that tackle that they're trying to get out of the game, of course, and the whistle already blown, but 23 seconds left, death pocket.
It's a left footer, though, and if you can start it at that left-hand goalpost, the breeze will come back.
Well, here he goes. This would be something special from Paul Curtis. He has threaded the needle. Death pocket or no death pocket. Paul Curtis. What a finish from the North Melbourne forward. 7:14.56. They got a 2-goal lead, 7-2-44, the West Coast Eagles. About 5 seconds left in the third quarter.
Fair kick. He's had a good pre-season, and I like him as a player, Paul Curtis. He's dangerous, but his work ethic inside forward 50 has been good today, and that's a very, very good kick.
I think he might have given the old "please be quiet" to the crowd. Yeah,
crowd did in the pre-season
that
game.
Sort of business.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
No, I love it.
I know the crew down here in Bunbury, and they won't forget it.
Triple M C-Bus Super special comments from Xavier Ellis and Andrew Wembley.
Don't shush us. Been dying to get a game. In fact,
I shushed a bloke early in this quarter, and now my life's been.
The last time there was an AFL game here, fellas. There you go. Quiz question.
Yeah.
Tell us when it was.
Pre-season game, 2011 Embers.
Didn't snap that in my You can tell that. Can I just say, Jodie Pike, the wife of CEO?
Yeah.
You were wrong.
Go by the silence. We had no idea.
No, well, she told me it was 1991 when Don played.
That was the last time the Eagles played here.
There you go. That's what I should have.
Rhino could have said anything, we would have believed it. From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, it's West Coast who trail by 12 points. Triple M rocks footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy. Before Oasis hit Australia,
Give the fans what they want.
they're warming up in the UK.
You gotta roll with it.
And Triple M is sending you over
Today is gonna be the day.
for another once-in-a-lifetime.
This is a big moment. Ben.
Yes, mate.
You're going, mate. You are. You're the guy.
Oh my God!
Bang.
Oh my God! No way! Triple M this means so much. Oh my God!
Good times, greatest hits.
That's it. This is it.
And the best kicks to the biggest gigs in the world are right here.
Triple M.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. The famous National Tiles Spend and Save is on now. Spend $4,000 and we'll only charge you $2,750. Spend $2,000 we'll only charge you $1,450. Or spend $1,000 we'll only charge you $750. Yes, the more you spend, the more you save at the National Tiles famous Spend and Save. But you'll have to be quick. So rush into a National Tiles store near you or go online at nationaltiles.com.au now and save.
At Bunnings, we make it easy to bring your kitchen together. We've got the range of modular cabinets that are ready to go, straight off the shelf. Come in store and chat with a kitchen expert. You can choose the colours and profiles you like, and we'll help you bring it all together with a kitchen from Bunnings.
Triple M. You don't have to stop listening to Triple M when you get out of the car. Listener goes everywhere with you. Just pick your device and don't miss a beat. From the car to your phone to your computer.
It's Triple M.
Keep listening to Triple M. Plus, discover hundreds of original podcasts and stream music stations to suit your mood anywhere. Open your ears to a whole world of audio. Download the free Listener app now to get started.
Listener. The latest information on best value suburbs, housing availability, and investment trends that help me buy a home. Real estate trends. That's news to me. Visit the Herald Sun today.
Plumbing. Work. Invoicing. Work. Leaks. Work. Unpaid invoices. Work. Waterproofing. Work. Hyping yourself up in the mirror to go chase unpaid invoices. Come on, Brett, you're a grown man. You're not afraid of a minor social interaction, especially to get money you're owed. Work. Do less work with Solo by MYOB, the new admin app for sole operators with fast, easy invoicing and automated payment reminders. Sign up for Solo at myob.com.
Hey Brownie, did you see the massive hanger I took on Super Saturday Live?
Sure did, Bobby Hill. Fox Footy has exclusive live Saturdays every round in Victoria. Available on KO Sports.
Super Saturday Live on KO Sports. Get on board.
Escape your pricey telco and win a share of Amasim's $50 million in amazing surprises. Switch to any Amasim mobile plan and enter at our website to win. You could score yourself a prize from brands such as Flight Centre, Samsung, Dyson, Smeg, TCL, the iconic Uber, Hoyts, Temple & Webster, Nintendo, Prezi, Interflora, or even a Suzuki Swift. There's over 1.6 million prizes to be won, so enter at amasim.com.au/surprises. N6 of the 5th 25 excludes NBN as you go and roaming packs. T's and C's apply.
Great value mobile from TPG just got greater. Now with double the coverage. Switch to Australia's best mobile provider, TPG.
See TPG website for coverage and details. Best provider based on Whistle Out Award for Mobile Provider of the Year 2024. T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
All right, cracking final term. We're set for down here in Bunbury, 2 hours south of Perth. It's the North Melbourne Footy Club. 7-14, 21 scoring shots. 56 lead the way over West Coast, 7-2-44. And the man patrolling the boundary who's got everything covered down there is Hamish Brayshaw for Bob Jane Team Arts. Hammer?
Mate, not hard to have everything covered down here. Not a whole heaps going on, to be fair. In terms of the West Coast Eagles, you saw Tyrell Dewey. They've got a couple on the bench extra. He jumped on that quarter. Still got Jack Williams and Luca Grego to come on. He'll be the bloke out there with the Dwayne The Rock Johnson shoulder tattoo, so keep an eye out for that. And it is still blowing a little bit, but it feels like it's dying down. So 2 goals, probably not enough, but we'll wait and see.
Thank you, Hammer.
I like that detail on the tattoo.
That's pretty good. The inside. That's why Hammer gets employed, mate.
The Rock.
The Rock's down there.
Grego's a lunatic, apparently. Like, he's a hard player, so we'll get a good look at him in this quarter.
Look forward to that. Can I just get a quick injury update on the Sandover medalist himself, Hamish Brayshaw?
Looks in good nick up here earlier.
Hamish,
gotcha.
Leading East Perth again this year. Sandover medalist yourself. The best Brayshaw to do it. How are you, chap?
Certainly the best Brayshaw to do it in the waffle. I mean, the old man did win a premiership, so that probably tops it. But, mate, I'm going okay. Just got a little bit of a left plantar fascia issue. But it's just a pain, and I'm not tough enough like Robert Harvey to jump off a table and snap it. So I've just put myself on ice for a little bit. We've still got 4 weeks until the season starts, so it's a long time away for the waffle. I think April the 5th is our first game, so plenty of time. But, I'm just taking it easy at the moment.
And the brother Andy, fit and firing?
Oh, yeah, he's ready to go. I'd be expecting big things of I'm invested as a brother and potentially invested in other ways, but a big year for the big fella.
And he's getting married as well. You'd be his best man?
Don't know yet. He hasn't announced that. I'm in the grooms. I think there's 5 groomsmen.
You're in the lineup.
I'm in the lineup. I'm certainly. I've made the short list.
Oh, nice.
You'll be there, won't you? You'll be out there.
Where's the wedding?
Somewhere out in the Swan Valley. I can't ever remember the name of it, but it's in November. So fingers crossed, it's 30 degrees and not 45, which you can get to out there. So I sweat at the best of times.
Sandalford. Is it out there?
It's close
I wouldn't say, Hamish.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you with any certainty.
Embers is angling for an invite.
I was going to say.
No,
just pauses up.
I know Sandalford do a very good job out there in the Swan Valley.
Oh, cha-ching. You're getting a free few bottles just coming your way.
They're a good operation, the Printable group that owns Sandalford.
All right, let's get some Triple M Red Z landing stats for Zave, who's got a wedding come up himself. You've been bumped to...
I have.
Well, a hymn or something. What are you doing?
Some say I've been bumped. I've been eliminated from the bridal party, which is I've been put in the emergency vest, but I do have a reading in the church, so... some say that's a bigger job, but we'll work it out later. I'm actually going to host the ceremony, I think. And anyway,
imagine just ad-libbing up there.
I'm going to wear a gown, no doubt about that. I'll gown it up. Anyway, let's get to some stats. Jack Graham in his first game, not first official game, but 16 disposals. Tim Kelly got going in that quarter, 16 disposals. Jeremy McGovern leading the way in defence with 14 disposals. Some big numbers for North Melbourne thus far. Sheasel 25, McKercher 19, Tom Powell 19, and LDU's had 19 as well. There's some numbers. Inside 50s, 37-21 favouring North Melbourne. Of course, the win favouring West Coast in the last quarter. There's some stats for Triple M Red Z Lending.
Very good impression of the beast there. We like that from the X-Man. We've got Hamish Brayshaw on the boundary, Andrew Embley, Tommy Atkinson, and Ryan Daniels to call it away here in the 4th term, with West Coast trailing by 12 points.
Thank you, Tommy. Umpire just waiting for the signal from the broadcasters, and there it is. There's the siren, and ready to go. The Hands Oval in Bunbury here. It's been a beautiful day for footy. Bit windy, but otherwise perfect conditions. Tristan Sherry just gets the ball out of the ruck himself, hands it to the ground, and there is it Hutchinson for West Coast?
Gone.
Dragged it in the first place. They've given him the benefit of the doubt.
One of the umpires was yelling, it's out. So I think that's the reason why they didn't pinhole in the ball. But it certainly looked like it from the naked eye that if West Coast player dived on it.
Go again. Flynn and Sherry have done it all afternoon. Kelly did well. Hand pass to Baker. His kick was smothered. So Kelly picked it up again, then lost it. Hoff, been impressive, Brady Hoff. Left foot kick, Waterman being scragged just inside forward 50, bounces past him. Here's O'Sullivan up against Brockman, gets out the back, big Charlie Comben picks it up, did really well. So O'Sullivan just runs, wants it back here, O'Sullivan. Instead, Comben gets it, nice ball. Finds Larkey. just at half back up the ground.
He's got to be one of the favourites for the rising star. Just seeing today in the breeze, hard conditions to be getting a kick as a wingman and a midfield does not stop running.
I cannot even tell where he's playing. He's at half-back half the time. He's on the wing. Yeah. He's streaming forward. He is an elite runner.
They've got some good runners right now in North Melbourne. This is the only way they're going to win this game. They are 2 goals up, but this run and this carry right now is going to be really important against the Breeze in the last quarter.
Umpire's plucked a free kick. It's going to go to Matt Flynn.
Stand Nick. No. To Harry.
Larky and or Sherry. No, it's Harry Edwards' free kick. Just trying to work out what he's going on down there.
I was going to say, how was it a block to Flynn? He nearly marked it. But anyway, Harry Edwards will take it.
He's going to send it forward for West Coast. Just going to launch one. They've got the wind in this last term. It's been beneficial for any team going that direction. Great mark from young Jackson Archer there.
He's had the job on Cripps, done a very good job.
Could kick this if he just rolls.
He's just turned the footy over there, though, Archer. That's a bad mistake.
Absolutely butchered it. Now Noah Long's got it from 55 out. Short kick over the top. Oh, it was a poor kick. It was right there for Harley, but he spilled it because the kick was way off target. Now Tucker can clear it for North Melbourne.
They got men out wide. That kick, though, fell short. It's going to be a free kick, though. High contact out there will go against the skipper and Liam Duggan.
Long just had to give the handball. He had 2 players go past him, get to 50. You've got a 3 or 4 goal Breeze. Took his time and then gave an opportunity for every North Melbourne player to get back inside defensive 50, turnover, and now North Melbourne are controlling the ball again.
So Bailey Scott out on the wing, kicks a high ball up to half forward. Ball gets over the back of the pack. This is Harry Edwards. Important role this year, Harry Edwards. No Tom Barris. Kicks down the line. Nice ball, like Ember said, marked by Liam Duggan. And you mentioned it before. He's looked much better at halfback.
Oh, definitely, yes. They tried him through the midfield last year. Liam Duggan didn't really work. I can understand at the moment with probably lacking a bit of depth through the midfield, the Eagles, in this particular game. No Elliot Yeo, so they probably needed that extra midfielder. Maybe Liam Duggan was the one, but he's looks so much more at home across halfback.
Just watching Sheasel have 26 disposals. Was he one of the picks that got traded away?
Yes. Reuben Ginby and Elijah Hewitt were the players that West Coast got for the pick that became Sheasel. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I think
yes.
So.
LDU.
I think that's exactly what I meant.
Back to Sheasel. It goes back to
who's
Griffin
had
Lowe.
27 disposals and 7 clearances so far today.
He's a beauty.
The one this year was Jagger Smith. Of course, they traded that pick to take Bo Allen.
There's Finn O'Sullivan, speaking of high picks. Been very, very good today, Finn O'Sullivan. Elijah Hewitt not playing today. He's got a bit of soreness.
Will we see him round 1, Ron?
Oh, look, I think so. All things going well, but they're very conservative with him. He's missed a lot of footy with some foot injuries. So I think they're just very cautious and just playing it safe with Elijah, but he's had a pretty good pre-season.
A kick up to the wing. Oh, nice mark. Hanson Jr. was strong. The pressure came from Ginby. Stood his ground.
Cramping up.
He's going to kick this and cramp again. Hammer's right in front of Hammer. He'll get a good giggle here.
What's happening down there, Hammer? Can you see what's going on?
Well, he's taking his kick now. I'm going to go. Oh, there it is.
He's straight in the tank. Oh, no. Like a salmon.
Nothing worse. And now it's coming straight back. He's going to have to defend this. He's going to go again.
Oh, no. He's done it again.
The poor fella. West Coast, meanwhile, Dewar spearing ball inside 50. Waterman couldn't find it. Dewar went and got it again. That was nice to Ryan. Beat one tackle. Couldn't get Boots the ball. Great pressure down there. It came from Phillips. Now North, this game is opening up. And Tucker has it at half-back, takes his time and spears one to Larky in the middle of the ground all by himself. Wants to go fast and does. And goes, and he's an absolutely horrible kick. He kicked it 10 metres, 30 metres in the air, and Edwards marked it.
North are out the other side too if they just turn. It's messy.
Liam Baker's then got it, sends it inside 50 and he finds Embers. Good call. Liam Ryan is there in the death pocket. Griffin Lowe gives him a little bit of attention, but he'll have a shot about 25 out deep in that pocket over there. 2-goal lead to North Melbourne.
Players look cooked out there at the start of the fourth term.
Yeah, both sides out on their feet at the moment. Lots of players going down the cramp right now. Game's opened up a little bit.
I haven't laughed so hard in a while. Jeez, that was funny.
Like someone just sniper in the second row just pinged him off about 4 times.
Like he was doing the worm.
Oh.
Here comes Liam Ryan. This would be a classy finish from a classy player. He's nailed it. Well done, Liam Ryan. That's a beautiful kick. West Coast moved to 8-2-50. North Melbourne still lead by a goal, 7-14-56. It's on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Game on here.
Yeah, it wasn't a great kick there from Larky. Just had to hold it up a little bit, wait for his forwards to get themselves in a better position, turn it over, and we've seen a few times in the game, both sides, when you turn it over at half forward with the breeze, it's really hard to defend going the other way.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments with the Andrew Wembleys. We've seen West Coast has changed things up a bit. Jack Hutchinson into the middle of the ground. Of course, he played that game towards the back end of last year when he played midfield and had a heap of football and tackled strongly. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. That bounce probably should have been recalled. It's North by 6 points. Ball just pushed forward for West Coast. Taken by Ollie's. He was unlucky there. Had it in one arm and then just dropped it. So Caleb Daniel, the smallest man on the ground, gets a free kick at half back here for North Melbourne.
What's young Caleb going to do here? Sends it to a contest. Larky at the front. Couldn't quite hold it. Liam Duggan's there. Larky just hammers him into the ground. We'll have a ball up right on the outer broadcast wing here at Hands Oval. It'll be the biggest oval used in the AFL this year. That's how big this ground is. Bigger than any of the other AFL official grounds.
Similar, same length as the old Subiaco, I think. Obviously a fair bit wide.
Very wide, very long.
Good for wingmen.
North Melbourne trickling the ball forward. Curtis picks it up. Bo Allen's got him. Eye contact and North will get a free kick. So Curtis will take it from inside the centre square and try to send the Roos forward.
Just quickly on Embers' 3-quarter-time question about the last game played down here. It was West Coast 2011.
No, Fremantle versus the Western Bulldogs 2011.
The last time the West Coast Eagles played here was 1991.
There we go.
That's correct.
Yes.
He's back, old Embers. So Larky presented well, couldn't mark but gathered. Gave it to Sheasel. Hand pass over the top. Here's LDU. Spins out to Bailey Scott. Going to get it back here, Bailey Scott. Hard up against the boundary line. Snaps. Been marked back there by your man, Owies, who's in the back pocket.
Owies, other end of the ground to what we're used to seeing. 7th disposal today coming in for them.
Here comes Hutchinson. He's going to launch it towards the wing. Archie Reid at the back. Next, Caleb Daniel. Big height difference, but Caleb, the little man, wings out. Hands to Sherry, then to Sheasel. Now over the top to Archer. They work this beautifully, North Melbourne. Bailey Scott sends it inside 50. Who's going to fly? Constanti. He couldn't quite hold it. But at the back is LDU. He's dancing around him and he's kicked an absolute ripper. What a star. Luke Davies-Uniacke. That was something special from the North Melbourne gun. And their lead stretches out again to 2 goals, 8-14-62, 8-2-50 the West Coast Eagles. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Well, they just had a bit of magic there, and it was LDU.
1, 2, 3.
Breaks 3 tackles, front and square. And something from nothing. It's when you need your big guns to stand up. It's exactly what Davies-Uniacke did. His disposals,
He's had a big day, Embers, 22 disposals, and he's kicked the goal to go with the 22 disposals. He's had just the 2 clearances, but 400 metres gained, so he's been finding some space and taking a bit of length with his disposals.
So clean by hand in the middle of the ground, just like shuffled it forward. The skill level far better than West Coast.
If LDU gets a full season, he is the type, a full season at his maximum capacity, the type of Brownlow medalist player. Just that ability to break tackles, stand up, kick goals.
Well, Darcy Tucker here for North, just gets a clearance, kicks it, drops high with the wind. Edwards.
Wow.
Just with the one hand, if you don't mind, umpire.
West Coast have missed a lot of tackles today, broken tackles, so certainly something that they've got to look at.
Harry Edwards sends it forward. Geez, that kick's gone about 100 metres by the time it's finished bouncing. Waterman off a step, gives it off to Owies. He's going to have a crack from 40 out on the run. He's just missed to the right. Here's a kick from Harry Edwards. That covered just about the entire 50-metre arc to the other 50-metre arc and then dribbled right through. So minor score. North lead it by 11, 8-14-62. West Coast 8-3-51.
Caleb Daniels will take it here for North and go short to Griffin Logue. That's a back here, Caleb Daniel. Little man just pumping those little legs. Logue goes short.
I'm sure I like key defenders chipping it around in the back half. Doesn't often end well.
This is Aidan Core, goes short, back to Logue.
Oh.
Going to about 8 metres.
Come on, boys.
I'll give it to Cal Daniel might as well.
Yeah, there we go.
The little man's going to try and hoof one long. No, he goes short. That's a nice kick. Keeps it out of the wing. Just spears one. Little 2-1 kind of number. And Power goes short, and they've moved the ball to Archer, who's 60 out from his goal, hard up against the boundary line.
Tom Power's been really good today. 21 disposals. That's his 10th, 11th mark of the ball now, coming for his 11th mark. So that is a big, big season shaping up for him.
Massive work rate. Tom Power gets so much of the footy. He sends it towards the wing. The big boys fly. Bailey Scott's got it, but the boundary line beats him. So we'll have a boundary throw in right on the outer wing there. North Melbourne lead this game by 11 points here at Hands Oval in Bunbury. It's a dress rehearsal for the big thing. In June this year, there'll be an AFL game here for the first time. Very exciting for the Southwest.
Well, Sherry wins a tap down for North Melbourne. Taken there by Kelly. He's got better as the game's gone on, Tim Kelly. He kicks to half forward. In fact, it's
delivery out of bounds.
Delivery out of bounds?
Yep.
Insufficient intent.
Yep.
Free kick will go to North. Taken by Jackson Archer. 55 out from his goal. Just kicks it high, up the wing. Got to play in front here. Ball just gets out the back of the pack. Coming through at speed. That was nice from Hunt on the left. Kicks up to Ryan, who's marked at 60 out from goal for the Eagles.
It's a nice delivery from Hunt. Ryan turns off one step. He's looking for a teammate, but he finds Charlie Comben. Donald Brockman throwing his arms up in the air. It says, I was open.
Yeah, Tim Kelly turned around sharply and made... Oh, there's...
Oh, shocking kick from Comben. Intercepted there by Owies. Brockman's got it. Gives it to Waterman. Nails the goal. Oh, Comben, he's looking for somewhere to hide. The West Coast Eagles get one back. It's a 5-point game. The Roos just ahead.
Big fellas, big position backs, mucking around with the football. Oh, that is just a horrible 15-metre pass. McDonald gets cleaned up essentially.
Worse than two. Aidan Core's playing on Waterman. Waterman ends up with 4.
Yeah, no,
it's a double whammy. Yeah, you got to know your capabilities, big fellas.
Just the key backs. There's only
wait a second.
Oh, here we go. A couple of boys on the roof.
Check this out. That's a bus stop, I reckon.
Bus stop, yep.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay. It's 4 blokes with cans standing outside the ground on a bus stop.
They look like they're 12.
Embers, is that 2 of your kids?
It could be.
Are they still outside the ground on the bus stop?
There you is.
Beautiful. Some Bunbury locals. We love them down here at Bunbury.
That kid cannot be 18.
Good people.
At the moment, I'm not sure what he's doing. It's not going to end well for him.
He's doing one of those YouTube stunts or something out there. He's just waving to the cars as they go past.
He's only using one finger, though.
Waving with one middle finger.
Yeah, the old Bunbury hello down here, I know.
That's Tim Kelly. He gets it forward for West Coast. A couple of North Melbourne defenders got a bit of work to do there. Noah Long's there. So is Bergman, who's just come onto the ground. Luke McDonald has it and Jake Waterman has him. Yes, so Bergman on for North Melbourne. There's a couple of players who haven't been used yet today. He's one of them, so good chance for him to impress. Darling handballs it over his head, straight to Liam Baker. Jack Graham's got it and Jack Darling's got him. Hold the footy, jeez.
He's been a bit fumbly today, Liam Baker. He's done some good things across half-back, but for an experienced player, I reckon he's just hasn't handled it that well.
That was red hot.
Just gone at 57% to disposal-wise, Embers, so he has been a little bit jittery.
5-point lead here to North Melbourne. Caleb Daniel, well, that's one of his greatest kick, but it's not turning okay. He gets it back, little 1-2. Hand pass off, he's a smooth-moving Sheasel. That kick was touched, but turns out okay. They get it over the top, they move it fast. Here's Zurha by hand. Not his best effort, turned over. Hunt for West Coast, gets it to our man, or your man, Embers Owies, who's down back to Brockman. By hand again. They're running now, West Coast. Reed gives it back. Here's Baker in the middle of the ground. Kicks it forward, and Reed has marked it of the Archer variety. He's 45 out, and the big fella should have the distance here, 45-degree angle.
Well, he's worked hard today, the big fella. And I like the fact that he gets an opportunity at the moment. He was good to go back and take the shot. Archer Reedy had a few plays inside forward 50 screaming for the footy, but he showed composure just to go back and say, okay, I've got the distance, I can kick this. He's competed well, just needs to finish off his good work.
He's a big unit. They got some tall stock down there. Of course, Shanahan was an emergency. That's not his best kick, Archie Reid.
No one on the line.
Going to fall short, so off the side of the boot and no score. And they go short. Now Daniel again is just racking them up here in the final term for North.
So Caleb Daniel, normally such a good user. Oh, geez, beautiful mark. Tyron Chua. That was really nice. And in the forward pocket, they're going absolutely
They are
mental.
going mad.
What's going on down there?
Like country footy.
It's getting a bit feral down here. The bloke's on the bus stop. These blokes in the pocket. They've sent it inside 50. Who's going to fly? Nobody. Jaden Hunt's got it. Bergman's got him. Umpire says, oh, we're balling up.
They're no longer on the bus stop. I think they might have toppled.
I'm not sure if that's good or bad news. They're not there anymore.
Deep in the forward pocket for the West Coast Eagles. Flynn, the tap over the back. Zerha's there. Harley Reid couldn't quite pick it up. Now Sheasel does. He gives it off to Tucker. Kick smothered. Here's Owies. And he's called for a throw. So it'll be a North Melbourne footy deep in the back pocket for them. They lead this game currently by 5 points.
Need to get down to Hammer. I need a Hanson Jr. update.
Oh, yes.
I haven't seen him since that double leg cramp.
Well, maybe those guys in the bus stop with the snipers that just pinged him off. Hammer on the boundary, Bob Jane T-Marks.
Yeah, Hanson Jr. has just been on that bench with the North trainers for the last 40 minutes. He's a bit like Ruben, gets up and then all of a sudden he goes again. I've seen him go twice on the bench with a calf cramp.
Oh.
So, got to hurt.
5 point lead here to North Melbourne. Harley Reid with strength. Top line high too. Harley, he's 70 out.
You could almost roll here, Tommy.
Yeah.
If you don't go back too far and then roll, because the man on the mark can't move.
He's
going back a long way as though he's just going to take a
kick a top. A big barrel from Harley.
He's just got to...
What do you think, Evers?
I reckon the umpire will call play on him, just arc around to his right.
Here's Harley. His kick's a big kick too. It's high. Not going to have the distance from the side. Flynn got up high but couldn't mark. Goes across the line. We'll throw it in right next to the behind post. North lead by 5 points. 6.5 to go in the fourth term.
Darling and Flynn in the ruck.
Just looking at the stats, North Melbourne have had 109 more disposals today.
Comprehensive in terms of controlling the footy. They've wanted to play that style. It's been pretty clear. Harry Sheasel just dances around a couple of Eagles and sends it outside 50 away from the danger zone. Free kick to Harry Edwards. He did well there, Harry Edwards. He's had a couple of nice moments today.
Yeah, 6 minutes to go here. It's the breeze, but it's just a stalemate, isn't it? Hard to hit a high skill level pass. So it's going to be, you'd think right now West Coast will certainly kick a goal in this last 6 or 7 minutes.
Baker sends it in deep in the pocket. Oh! He's tried to take mark of the century. He didn't get a hand on it. Meanwhile, there's been a snap from the pocket. Unbelievable. Jaden Hunt, he's running away. They can't catch him. That is a fantastic finish. My goodness, what a couple of seconds there. We've had nothing but 2 hours. And then we almost see mark of the century and Hunt kicks goal of the day.
Harley Reid almost landed on the bus stop. He got that high.
Oh, have a look at this again. Harley Reid just got an absolute launch.
Oh, what about two? It just went through the middle of his hands. He should have taken that. Like, it wasn't like it was a one arm, he just threw it out. Like, it went through the gloves.
He took like the double lift, didn't he?
But that goal is unbelievable. That's goal of the year, probably.
Yeah, wonderful kick there by Hunt. Great finish, and West Coast are in front at the moment.
Did you see him kick that goal?
Yeah, one step, turn the footy.
He kicked it the wrong way to a snap.
That's unbelievable.
Triple M Harvey don't want to replay. Might have to see it again, I think, Embers.
Well, it was a fantastic finish. Spewing that he's done that in the pre-season where you can give it goal what's the waste.
What's goal of the year now? I think there's a car back, isn't there, for a mark review? They brought something back.
There's something like $1 million free fines.
Oh, that's not bad. That makes sense too.
If this cash, $1,000 a million.
Yeah, I reckon that's what Bobby Hill got last year.
Yeah.
What did Nick Nat get? Wheat Bix?
Wheat Bix.
Yeah, he used to play Wheat Bix.
Hooray! Umpire's bounced it, not his best effort, so we'll do it again.
I read his back's tightened up. He couldn't get over it. Yeah, he couldn't get over it.
Yeah, any pickle juice left down there, Hammer might give it to the umpire. So West Coast leading the way by 1 point, and Flynn's go against Sherry as well. LDU takes it. His arm's been tackled down. Ball going nowhere. In fact, holding the ball. That's a surprise. And Kelly plays on quickly to Harley. Has a bounce. Has to hand pass back. Does to Flynn. The big man, though, couldn't take it. Coming in hard was Hutchinson. Did well. Kicks it inside 50. But the youngster, our man, Finn O'Sullivan's marked it 30 metres out from his goal.
So good by Sullivan. Under pressure there. And he just went to the footy.
Could not be more impressed with Finn O'Sullivan. Sheezer, what was that? Even that looked good, though. Somehow off the side of the boot. It's ended up with Stevens on the wing, charging away from Owies. He sends it forward. Made it to half forward. Curtis at the back. Played it beautifully. Needs to go really quickly. Players are streaming left, right and centre. Larkey in the pocket. Is that in? It is in. Deep, deep, deep in the forward pocket. Nick Larkey will have a shot to try to put North Melbourne back in front. Currently the Eagles lead by 1. And news just in for the mark of the year. It is $50,000 and 2 million velocity points. There you go.
That's not great news for Jaden Hunt.
Producer Leachy there with the information. Larkey, meanwhile, he's missed. So we are all tied up here at hand.
Please tell me there's not a
2 periods, 15 minutes each.
It's a kick-off. I'd surrender me match payment.
Jeremy McGovern to take the kick. You're all tied up. How long have we got to go?
We've got
4 minutes
to go. Go down the middle, Gov.
Oh, the lights are on and McGovern just spears one about 50 metres on the chest of the rug man, Liam Ryan. He just shows him with a candy. Not to play on quickly with Duggan. Now to Hoff. Here's the run they want to Baker by hand. Out wide to Dewar. Normally a good user of the footy. Spears one into Archer Reid.
It's cramping. Here we go again.
Oh, no.
We're on here.
The 7.
We are absolutely on here.
He's trying to stretch it out.
Oh, good luck. He'll feel like K until he slaps at 50 and he's done for.
If it's Terrell Dewar just running past with a little handball here.
He didn't score, hey? He didn't score
before. And didn't score before. It was marked on the line, wasn't it?
Sure, it's a bit small too, actually.
That's all right.
From 60, just pokes it. Top of the square. It goes deep. There's Big Flynn.
Oh, it's at the point post.
Didn't mark, so it's a boundary throw in, not a score. And here he's coming off to Archer Reid. Get the pickle juice ready. And we'll throw it in. A few minutes to go, and you're all tied up here, 63 points apiece.
3 minutes and 36 seconds to be exact. Deep in the Eagles forward line. Liam Ryan charges through, puts it on the boot. Any score will put him in front. That's a minor one. They'll take the point. So West Coast, they move to 10-4-64. North Melbourne 8-15-63. Eagles by 1. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard here in Bunbury. Close one. We've got the close one, boys.
This is why we came down here. Here's Caleb Daniel. Kicks to a dangerous spot. It's going to be turned over. Baker.
Oh, that was a free kick, didn't it?
So a free kick's going to go to Liam Baker here.
He's been really good, Baker.
Where's Jeremy McGovern? I wouldn't mind Gov just trotting past. I know he doesn't kick many of them, but he'll certainly get the journey with this breeze.
We saw as well here Liam Baker. He landed awkwardly, but going to take his kick and have to kick this 60-65.
Not Gov out to his right. No, top of the square.
Oh, he can't get the distance here from 65. Well, maybe he can. Liam Baker! Just bomb one home.
He was 60 out.
It was a flat punt too. It didn't spin quickly. It spun slowly.
As soon as he flew, it just speared through the air, and what a finish. And West Coast, after a very slow start, geez, they've been very good and now lead by 7 points.
Good kick from Liam Baker. So 11-4-70 West Coast North. 8-15-63 on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. And you loved it too, didn't you, Bates?
His new colours. He's very happy, and the boys got around him as well.
With a Bunbury haircut, rocking it as well, Liam Baker.
Where's Liam Baker originally from?
He's Lake Grace, Pingaree. Yes, not far. Speaking of the Bunbury locals and the haircuts, they just announced that after the second siren you can go on the ground to have a kick.
Old school footy, leave the centre circle open, first one wins, the next 30 have head-on collisions.
We've got an important update. They're back on the bus stop.
Oh. Yep, they sure are.
The third one going up now. That's either a can of Pringles or a can of beer.
Tristan Sherry down, LDU. North Melbourne needs something here if they want to win this game. Sheasel, Powell. Back to Sheasel, and now Aiden Core uses it nicely, finds Miller Bergman. Down at half forward, but a long way from goal. Sends it into a dangerous spot. McGovern and Sherry are there. Sherry tries to knock it down. Jew is there for West Coast. Curtis has got him. 48 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. We'll have a ball up. They trail this game by 7 points. There's 2 minutes and 27 seconds left, Tom Atkinson.
So Flynn just punched away from the contest. North have the numbers here. You dive on top of it, ball going nowhere. Umpire says they'll have it. Brady Hoff at the bottom of the pack. So we'll ball it up right on the 50-metre line. North need a goal. In fact, they need a couple. They trail by 7 points. Couple of minutes to go. Inside 50, Zerha being pressured by Jimby. Ball comes out. And a nice clearing kick from West Coast. To the advantage, though, of Griffin Logan. He marks the middle of the ground.
Logue, he wants to go. He has to go. Haven't got much time left. Kick is short. Finds Archer, though.
Please, thank you. That's right.
He's trying to assess his options, but he's got to go quickly.
2 minutes to go.
2 minute warning. Thank you, Zave. Sends it into the hot spot. They all fly. Darling at the back. Couldn't hold it. Spills to the ground. Players everywhere. Well done to Core. Bailey Scott. He's come out of the congestion with the footy. Marked by Jack Darling right on the boundary line. Deep in the forward pocket. This would take something pretty special. 3 behinds today for Darling so far. Hasn't kicked one against his old side. He goes pretty quickly around the body.
Got it.
He's kicked the goal. It's a 1 point game. The West Coast Eagles still in front, but there's a minute and 21 left. And of course it was Baker, and of course it was Darling to kick the goals for their new teams.
Well done there, Jack Darling. He deserved to get on the scoreboard. Certainly his first quarter was very good. Just found a way there, North Melbourne, just to keep the ball alive, and they got out the back. Darling took a nice mark and in front of McGovern and was able to run around and snap it. So, minute 21 to go. West Coast by 1 point. This centre bounce clearance is absolutely crucial.
Triple M Bus super special comments from Andrew Wembley there. It's some nice work down there from Jack Darling on Triple M Harvey Norman replay.
Clearances as well, Embers, for the game. 34 apiece on the Reds at lending stats. A minute 21 remaining. Very big clearance coming up.
Just over a minute to go. And a cracking game after North dominated early. In the middle of the ground, Sheasel can't take it. Hutchinson does for West Coast. Got a hand pass away. Cleared by Graham to half forward. Archer and Cripps. Gee, Archer did well. Showed some pace. His hand pass, though, was ordinary. Could be turned over out there. Brockman did well for West Coast. Needs a nice kick. It is to Tim Kelly. He's got space. 70 out. Kicks it inside 50. Not his best effort. Makes it tough for Harley Reid. North, though, with the numbers now. Griffin Logue takes it. Hunt grabs him. He's shoveled out to the 50-metre arc. And Big Comben can clear for the Kangaroos.
There's a lot of players out here on this wing. Curtis, he's given... Is it Hoff a nudge? Either way, it's a mark to Harry Edwards.
He's done well, Harry Edwards. Taking a couple of really good intercept marks in this last quarter. Tyler Brockman on the other side won a really important footy.
34 seconds to go in this game. The Eagles send it inside 50. Big mark at the back from Sherry was spilled. Bailey Williams and now Hunt throws it on the boot. He kicked a miracle not long ago. Can he get another? This one bounces through for a minor score. There are 17 seconds left. The West Coast Eagles lead it by 2. North is going to have to go the length of the field, Tommy.
And they play on quickly from defence and just kick a high ball. Flynn in best position, punched away from him. Baker working hard. They have to go quickly now, North. Time's going to beat them. The Eagles are going to win their first game under their new coach. And the Bunbury crowd love it. 8,000 of them are here to see the West Coast Eagles get a win by 2 points. And there's no song to bring us home, so the Eagles get us done. Left the pause, 11-5-71 to North Melbourne, 9-15-69. A 2 point win to the West Coast Eagles. They come from behind to get it done down here in Bunbury.
Good win by the Eagles. They were very slow to get out of the blocks, weren't they? And North Melbourne was certainly a lot harder around the contest. They had the advantage of the breeze in the first quarter, but we spoke that North probably missed a few opportunities in that first quarter, didn't put that scoreboard pressure on for the dominance.
Oh, it was dominance, wasn't it? Dominance. There was 3 inside 50s. I think West Coast had 1 inside 50 for the first 25 minutes of the game.
And West Coast found a way.
Yeah.
You look at the game, the way the game was played, and you just felt like North were just, had a lot more football. They dominated.
111 more disposals.
And that's obviously the way that they're playing. It's to Alistair Clarkson, maintain possession, keep it off the opposition. But with the conditions today, they're not going to get these conditions in the general season. But with these conditions, I felt West Coast probably used it a bit better, going inside forward 50 a lot longer. Yeah, they were a lot more direct.
Probably, as you were saying, West Coast, they didn't really, when they scored, it looked easy because they just went forward.
Yeah.
When neither side, I think we mentioned at half time, the expectations of both sides are probably bottom 3, to be fair, or bottom 4. And I think that when they try and use their skill, it often comes unstuck.
Yep.
You haven't got the class of the Sydney Swans or the Brisbane Lions or whatnot. And when they decided to keep it simple, Waterman kicked 4 goals today from 8 touches.
Yeah.
Just get it in his area, 4 goals won, job done. Doesn't need to be fancy, and that's what it was there for West Coast to get. They kicked 6 straight from 10 inside 50s at one stage. It was just simple footy.
Well, we'll go downstairs shortly. Looks like Jake Waterman's got a chat to Kath Loughnane, thanks to Fox.
How do you summarise that game? I mean, North dominated large parts, but you got the win.
Oh, yeah, it was a bit back and forth. At the start, I was a little bit worried, but as you can probably tell, there's a howling wind going down one end, so we knew that if we just took our time in the first and third quarters, that we'd get our go in the second and fourth, and luckily we put a few on the board and got the chockies.
How was that breeze to navigate?
Yeah, I don't know. It was a bit swirly. I was taking the ball drop pretty seriously, but I think they kicked a few points. But it's howling down that way, so we took advantage of that in our quarters, and so did they. But we just got on top.
How beneficial was that close finish to the game and being able to practice those scenarios? I saw you start on the wing and with less than 3 minutes to go and just trying to kill the game.
Yeah, it's pretty invaluable, those scenarios, and I went back for probably 25 seconds and got dragged, so don't know if I went all right, but there's plenty of those game-style scenarios that we've got to practice going into the season, and we've got a taste test here.
And how weird was it looking up the other end, seeing Jack Darling there, and then especially when he kicked that final goal for North?
Oh, he couldn't keep the ball off him in the first quarter, but I'm so happy for him. He's a legend of our footy club, and what he's done for me, I wouldn't be the player I am without him, and to see him and his family selling to Melbourne pretty well, and he could have had a bag today, but I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes, but hopefully when he comes up against us again, he can just settle down a little bit, but I'm so happy for him.
You look set for another big year too. Good luck for 2025.
Thank you.
There's Jake Waterman, thanks to Fox. Just a handy 4 goals for Jake the Snake, 2 to Curtis, 2 to Ryan, singles to a heap of players. The West Coast Eagles have got it done by 2 points over North Melbourne. We're back. We'll go inside the rooms from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Melbourne, weekdays from 6. It's
Mick in the morning.
It's the show with Mick Malloy, Nick Rewalt, Titus O'Reilly and Rosie Walton.
You've chosen to wear shorts.
You're wearing shorts. Do you know what? I just went a little something for the ladies. Get those calves out.
Chriso, can you get a photo of the calves?
But we also
Steel for Instagram.
You'll need a fisheye lens.
You'll also need some sunglasses if you're going to look at them.
Start your day with Mick in the morning. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's Triple M.
Back from a holiday road trip? Get your car checked at Rapid Tune. We'll keep you moving.
Spin to win at Harvey Norman. Enter now. hn.com.au/spin to win. With a total prize pool valued at over $45,000. Spin to win prizes daily. Plus, make any purchase at Harvey Norman and go in the draw to win the ultimate 2025 Toyota AFL Grand Final or NRL Telstra Premiership Grand Final experience. hn.com.au/spin to win. At Harvey Norman now. Terms, conditions apply. AFL authorised GF promotion GFAFL 25/18.
Win a Bosch Expert Accessories Pack and 10 grand to take your toolkit to the next level. Head to the Triple M win page and tell us how Bosch Expert Accessories could supercharge your performance and win with Bosch.
This station endorses the Commercial Radio and Audio Australia Codes of Practice. We are regulated by these codes, which cover live hosted entertainment, news and current affairs, advertising, the promotion of gambling during live sports, Australian music quotas, and material not suitable for broadcast. The codes of practice have been registered by the Australian Communications and Media Authority. If you'd like a copy, contact this station or download from the Commercial Radio and Audio Australia website, commercialradio.com.au.
Life's more fun when you add Supercoach. It's free to play and there's 50 grand up for grabs. No wonder it's Australia's best fantasy game. Visit supercoach.com.au and play today. T's and C's apply. NSWTP/01005.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. The famous National Tiles Spend and Save is on now. Spend $4,000, we'll only charge you $2,750. Spend $2,000, we'll only charge you $1,450. Or spend $1,000, we'll only charge you $750. Yes, the more you spend, the more you save at the National Tiles famous Spend and Save. But you'll have to be quick. So rush into a National Tile store near you or go online at nationaltiles.com.au now and save.
Australia's best mobile provider, TPG, now gives you double the coverage at the same incredible price. Search TPG Mobile to check your coverage and make the switch today. TPG. Best provider based on Whistle Out Award for Mobile Provider of the Year 2024. T's and C's apply.
Hi, it's Hugh, Ryan and Josh from the Imperfects podcast. And if you think you're perfect, I'm really sorry to tell you that you're not.
Actually, no one is. And by sharing our own struggles and imperfections, we can build stronger connections with those around us.
After he was born, I had postnatal depression. And while he was fine and healthy and perfect, I was not.
Search The Imperfects on the Listener app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Listener. Telstra Home Internet deals are on now. So there's never been a better time to experience beautiful internet at your place. Find out more in-store or online. For new services only.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Cracking afternoon down here in Bunbury at Hands Oval. 8,000 fans down here in the southwest of WA, about 2 hours south of Perth, to see the West Coast Eagles get home in a narrow win. 2-point winners over North Melbourne. They kicked straight 11-5-71 over North Melbourne 9-15-69. It was Liam Baker who sealed the deal with a big 65-metre goal with a thumping win behind his back, the former Tiger. Jack Darling got a goal late, but they couldn't get home North Melbourne. This is the Triple M footy review for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Embers, it was not a bad game in the end.
Well, it was. Conditions were, very windy, as we saw, certainly favouring to the left of our dial, and both sides were able to certainly get the game played in the forward half when they had the wind. As we spoke, North probably didn't make the most of their opportunities early. They dominated the first quarter. West Coast, after quarter time, I thought they were a lot better around the contest in particular. They were able to certainly match it with North Melbourne at times, and they were a lot more direct, the Eagles, when they won footy. They certainly with the breeze, they were happy to just kick long, and we saw Jake Waterman certainly on top in that game with the 4 goals in the end. So they'll be wrapped with that. The fact that they were challenged early and they were able to find a way. They showed some good resilience. I thought some of their recruits in particular, who was it?
Jack Graham, Liam Baker.
Jack Graham was very good. Baker was good.
Your man Matty Owie showed a couple of nice things.
He did a couple of good things. I know Tyler Brockman's not a new recruit, but yeah, he had some good moments as well. Harry Edwards down back was able to take some good contested marks, and again, when West Coast can get some trust into Harry Edwards, it'll allow Jeremy McGovern just to do what Jeremy McGovern does. So it's going to be important that McGovern does hold up, though, this year, because if he goes down, then they do look a little bit vulnerable in their back half.
Ex-North Melbourne lost, but their midfield looks pretty deep. They didn't have Wardlaw, they had no Parker, and they had Jai Simpkin not playing either, but they still dominated through the middle of the ground.
Yeah, they did. They won the clearances. They ended up getting a little bit tighter by the end of the day. Actually, funnily enough, West Coast ended up winning it by 1, but it was a massive gap early, the clearance rate. That's where they've sent most of their high draft picks, to be fair. They're bound to have good players through that midfield. Sheasel, Tom Powell, McKercher, LDU. I think they're all first-round draft picks.
Yeah.
So, they're bound to have that talent through there. It's the key defenders that look vulnerable. We saw it was a 7 or 8 inside 50s for 4 goals like that. Bang, 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 bang in that second term. And that's why they probably fought so hard to not trade off Ben Mackay. I know they had a huge draft pick for it, but you can't replace that tall, big player that can compete in the air so easily, and it's becoming more and more important for every club to have a Jeremy McGovern down there. Hence why Hawthorn went out and snatched Tommy Barras and Josh Battle and those guys, because it's the importance of the Harris Andrews, who premiership last year set the benchmark doing that. So it's going to be interesting. Yes, they've got a lot of talent in that midfield. They're going to find a lot of football. They had 110 more disposals than West Coast today and lost the game.
Rano, you followed the youngsters from West Coast quite a bit. You mentioned before Archer Reid did some nice things for them up forward.
Yeah, I thought he looked really good. He's obviously super raw still. Hasn't played an AFL game yet. Spent a lot of last season either in the waffle or nursing a couple of small injuries. But he's had a really good summer, and obviously, they're going to back him in a little bit. We might see him this year, I think, make a debut. They've got a couple of players to come back. Oscar Allen didn't play today, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him for a handful of games, and that might be just the taste that he needs, like get a couple of minutes out there and get a taste for the big time. But he was okay today. He presented really well, didn't kick a goal, but he took a couple of decent marks and provided a contest which gave a chance for the smaller players to get involved. So, no, I'm a big fan, and I reckon they are too.
On the flip side, Fino Sullivan, we spoke about him earlier, the number 2 draft pick from last year's draft. He was awesome on the wing.
Just silk and smart using the footy, tough. He is an absolute winner. There's a reason he went pick 2, obviously. And they've just got, with him, with Sheasel, with McKercher, with LDU, they've just got so much talent coming through there. And that's not even, Powell and Phillips, who have been sort of later bloomers.
Yeah.
Those guys were great today as well. There's some serious talent there.
O'Sullivan's work rate just stood out. I think maybe because naturally we're pretty eager to watch the number 2 draft pick play and see what he do, but he was just running past past opponents, and you can't replace hard work, and he's already got that. So, and clearly a skillful player as well, which is a great find. I look forward to seeing what he can do this season, because from one end to the other, he just kept going up and back, and had a great split in terms of contested within his disposals. Contested and uncontested ball was about 50-50. So North Melbourne there, touch wood that they have a good injury run, that these kids are coming along nicely.
Terrell Dewar came on at the end, took a nice mark, did some nice things with the ball. Didn't have a heap of touches, but I just thought he probably gives them a bit of quality they need by foot. They kind of lack that really good foot skills.
Yeah, had 8 disposals there, Tommy, and he's got some skills, all right, and got some aerial talents as well. So up and about, we saw a nice little hanger. We saw another nice little hanger the week before. Look, I just think West Coast, if there's any doubt on who you're playing this year, I just still think the jumper should go to the kid than the older bloke. So, I expect to see him probably line up. It might even be a subs vest to get started or something, and then once you're in, you're in. But I just feel as though these kids probably need 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row and, release the pressure of being omitted. As I said, I don't think they're going to be pushing for finals or anything, so you may as well give these kids the chance.
No Elijah Hewitt today. We saw Harley Reid probably get a bit better as the game went on. Tim Kelly got better but from the Triple M Red Z lending stats, who led the way for both teams?
Let's start with the victors, West Coast Eagles down here in Bunbury. Tim Kelly did start the game pretty quietly. Started actually on the bench. He ended up with 22 disposals, leading the way for West Coast. 8 clearance, 8 tackles in there. Liam Baker, the recruit they brought over from Richmond, bit of experience and leadership. He had the second most on the ground for West Coast with 18 disposals. Graham, of course, also came over with his mate Baker. He had 17 disposals. And Jeremy McGovern, just as Jeremy McGovern does, 15 disposals, 15 kicks. He uses it well. 399 metres gained for North Melbourne. It's just midfielder after midfielder. Sheasel 36, Caleb Daniel, midfielder after midfielder, the second one I named a defender. Caleb Daniel 26, Tom Power 25, McKercher 24, LDU at 23 disposals. Inside 50s were won by North Melbourne 43-36, but that certainly evened itself out after quarter time. Overall, disposals favouring North Melbourne by 110. I think you can't win too many games with 256 disposals ever, so they'll look to find more football, those West Coast midfielders and defenders, where the conditions were really hard, and with the 4-5 goal breeze, you just had to really pump it in and not muck around with it too much. So they'll find more football, those midfielders certainly will, for West Coast to go home 2-point victors down here in Bunbury for the Red Z Lending Stats.
Thank you, X. All right, today's Macca's I'm Loving It moment happened at the 24-minute mark of the 4th term. So a free kick's going to go to Liam Baker here.
He's been really good, Baker.
Going to take his kick and have to kick this 60-65.
Not go out to his right. No, top of the square.
Oh, he can't get the distance here from 65. Well, maybe he can. Liam Baker! Just bomb one home. Big 70-metre kick from Liam Baker. There was a slight win.
I thought it was 80 metres.
We're going, Jeremy McGovern just goes short there. No, we're going top of the goal square. And what does he do? He kicks it 4 rows back.
He knocks someone out over the stands. Someone's run off with a sheriff.
Speaking of Jeremy McGovern, I think we should be chatting to him shortly down in the rooms. Hopefully, very quick, please, Jeremy. Choice hotels around the grounds. Earlier today, Port Adelaide, 44-point winners over St Kilda, and a couple of players had a stack of the 40. Connor Rozee, 39 touches, and Horn Francis, your man X, 31.
The franchise.
Horn Francis, oh, goodness me, he's had a good player. Oh, Embers. Reminds me a bit of you.
Well and truly got me covered after 3 years.
Yeah, on or off the field for him. A big game tomorrow down at Mansborough, Rushton Park. The Fremantle Dockers, not too far from here, actually, taking on Melbourne. No Alex Pearce, he's out with injury. Not playing tomorrow for Fremantle. And that news earlier just came through this afternoon. Errol Goulden will miss a large chunk of the season, Rhino.
Well, he's having surgery on a fractured ankle, so we don't have a time frame yet, but you would assume that's not going to be a short thing. There's going to be a long recovery. They'll obviously see how bad the fracture is once they get in there, but it's bad news for the Sydney Swans. That's the last thing you want. 5 or 6 days out from your first game. So shattering, but, you know, he's a tough little bugger and he's a beautiful player. So hopefully we see him at the back end of the season.
But as you were saying, we're looking forward to footy so much this season, and you're turning on games to watch Zach Butters, to watch Errol Goulden, to watch these players, to watch
Tom Green.
Tom Green. They're not going to be there. It's just that. And, of course, round 0, which is the most deflating start to a season that could possibly exist, leaving out the WA and South Australian sides. But anyway, not to harp on that. But, gee whiz, you just hope that, you know, these players from round 6 onwards start to be fed back into the teams.
These kind of country kind of feel games are great. All the fans are out on the ground having a kick at the footy. And I reckon the players must be coming out. You can see some of the fans just down here just standing in the rooms.
Well, we're waiting to speak to someone, so maybe it's...
Well, I can see Amy. She's not going to get anyone standing there, mate. Get the shoulders out and get in there and grab a player. And right now, I don't mind which player.
Actually, you know what? Why don't you grab someone from the crowd for a chat? Hey, Hammer? You there?
Oh, yeah, why don't I grab someone in the crowd for the chat?
Yeah, just have a chat to someone in the crowd, Hammer.
Well, I think the boys might be coming out.
Just grab anyone at all.
Let's go right with Hammer.
We'll roll in
have a chat.
Come on, Hammer.
Hammer, the floor's yours, mate.
Okay,
go loose.
Righto, we're just rolling through there.
Yep.
We're rolling in.
Set the scene,
Say hello.
Hammer.
Say hello.
Oh, hello. Hello.
I hope we're in delay.
Yeah, there we go. Whose idea was that?
No idea whose idea that was. Okay, well, we're going underground. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we're in a bit of strife.
Hammer, you know what to do here, mate. Turn the mic off.
Stay out here, okay.
We'll come back to you, Hammer, in a second,
Still can't
mate,
hear a thing.
when you've got someone ready to go. But round 0 is, of course, next weekend. Kicks off Thursday night, and Triple M will be all over the footy. And for fans here in Perth, all the games on this year. So Thursday, Friday night, the works. Thursday night, Brisbane Lions taking on Geelong. What should be a cracking game. And then Friday, Sydney against your mob, the Hawks. X. Are they going to be the real deal this season?
Not a bad result on the weekend, the first game they played, because a lot of talk, an undermanned Bulldogs. Bontempelli does the calf. And I know the game stands for nothing, but Sam Mitchell would have got up them. They were well off early and didn't deserve to win that game. So I look forward to seeing a bit of a response.
Beautiful, Ronnie. What do you think about the round 0? You a fan, not a fan?
Oh, no, I don't like it. And Zave hit the nail on the head. You're excluding a big chunk of the AFL. I get it. I understand why it's a fantastic thing for Queensland and for New South Wales, growth in those areas. And I'm okay with that being the opening weekend of footy. But you make it a 2-week thing then, and then the other teams get their game the following weekend or something like that. I just think having this split round sort of is the way to go, rather than this 4 teams or so 8 teams play now, and then there's these buys spread out in the early parts of the season.
Why don't we just
like that.
All start the season at the same time, and you can have the home game in Queensland and Sydney if you want.
Yeah, well, they're super keen on this standalone festival idea. And apparently there is a bit of traction that it does get up there when you're up there.
But how's that going to change anything?
Oh, look, I don't know.
Let the boys play,
like to try
Let the
things.
boys play.
Anyway, I think we've got Jeremy McGovern finally down there with Hammer.
Yeah, we do. Finally, Gov, you found your way up, mate. Obviously, the boys have had a bit of a rough couple of years, and you get a win. I know it's a pracky game, but you win by a point. It's a pretty good game. What do you take out of that one?
You take plenty of learnings, plenty of positives as well. Obviously, you want to win every game you play. Obviously, last pre-season game heading into the year, so
build a little bit of confidence off it. But just good for the young group to have a good little win like that, and more importantly, it's great for the fans down here in Bunbury.
Gov Embers, well done today. Certainly challenged earlier. North Melbourne had a lot of inside 50s. They had the breeze, but they were certainly better around the contest. What did Minnie say at quarter time? Because I thought your mids certainly went to work hard to start the second quarter.
Yeah, they did have that breeze. It was like a hurricane out there for a little bit, the boys were saying. But, yeah, that was tough. But, yeah, it did start around the contest. We the mids, not just the mids, I think us as a whole around the contest weren't good enough. Minnie challenged us and told us to lift in that air, and I think we did throughout the rest of the day and made it a bit more of a scrap. And it was a bit of a scrappy game all day. But, yeah, we got there in the end with a couple of good goals from the boys.
Gubs, Dave, mate, great to have you on. Just quickly on a couple of recruits coming over from Richmond. Baker and Graham, both 18, 17 disposals. You being a senior leader at the club, it must be really helpful having some old wise heads around to share the load. Yeah, it's good. They're good lads too. They take footy seriously, but they don't at the same time. So they're a good laugh. So yeah, it's good to have them around for sure. We've had obviously a fair bit of movement in the list the last couple of years. So yeah, the more experience we can get, the better. But yeah, it's good to have them, and I'm glad we got Bakes over because he needed to kick that one for us. It was nice. Absolutely. Does the Can Crusher stay down in Bunbury, mate, or back to Perth? No, I've got to get back to Perth, unfortunately. But when I'm back there, I'm sure I might crack a can or two. Crush a can.
A big off season for you, and can I just say you finally decided to get married. How's married life going for you anyway, Gov? Yeah, no, it's good, Embers. Yeah, well, finally decided to tie the knot, which was nice. I've always felt like I've been married, Embers, but yeah, it's officially good, official now. But the bank account's definitely not empty. Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, well, mate, stay together. That's the plan. Yeah. You want to see an empty bank account? Look at Embers after divorce.
Well, that'll be the plan then, boys. I'll keep to that, I reckon.
Good on you, buddy.
Thank you, Gov, mate. Go well this year. We'll probably chat to you during the season.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
There's Jeremy McGovern, superstar for the West Coast Eagles, all Australian. Hey, cracking game down here in Bunbury. 8,000 fans came down. They're still out on the crowd now. Andrew Wembley, Xavier Ellis, Ryan Daniels, Hamish Brayshaw and Tommy Atkinson in the call team. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the list.